Hello and good evening, and
Hello.
welcome to how to get your Garo to charge in on a suicide mission because they get a fancy name out of it.
Yeah, there it is. And an alive mission.
Hey, we see you've been doing really good in serving the mother. How about you go almost kill yourself just so we can give you a nickname?
This is... You see why the Garo Nation isn't doing all that well? It's because this is your idea. But you're brand new to the nation. Oh, okay, let's just throw you at the black spirals. Everything will be fine.
Well, they didn't. Well, to be fair,
fine.
like they're, Black Spirals were level 3, so we assume that, everybody else, at least put a little bit of effort into it. There's the reason I started my campaign and everybody at level 2. It's like, yeah, you're all Garo. You all know what the fuck's going on. Go fuck shit up.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny where you want to set the stakes this high when leveling up in Werewolf takes a long time. It takes a while before you get to rank 2. And then rank 3, I don't see many games get to that. And I've never seen anybody playing as ranks 4s and 5s. I've never seen that.
That's why God in his infinite wisdom invented Rage Across the Heavens.
And then you've got, I don't know, Hunter the Reckoning, where, hey, God's angels came down and said, hey, you want to be a hero, kid? Well, whoop-de-doo. Now go off and fight. So who gets the raw deal between the two? I love both of these games. Oh, man, we have so many Chronicles we gotta get to, and we just don't have the time for all of them. Wouldn't you love to do another Hunter the Reckoning game?
I have not played Hunter the Reckoning, so I could not pass judgment on it.
I'm thinking of the wrong group. I'm already demented is what I am.
You've been hanging around with Vic too much.
Yeah, so he's been slowly dementing me through whispering into my ear, ASMR dementation.
He's been doing the same to me every time I post an episode of Appalachia.
There's not enough Vampire the Masquerade ASMR out there. There really is. I found 3 videos and that was it.
I could happily, given the quality of my microphone, I could happily contribute to that.
Let's see. Are you going to film it as what clan?
Oh, Ventru, obviously.
Ventru. We get the Nosferatu ASMR where you smoke an entire pack of cigarettes and then you do the ASMR.
I'll do it after a cigar binge.
Yeah, and you get the severe rasp to it. Alright. You remember how I told you that Werewolf the Apocalypse doesn't have any modules or any adventure modules? Scrap that. We have an adventure module.
Well, one-shot modules as it is.
Rite of Passage. There it is.
Yes. Basically, you want to be a hero, kid? This is how you do it. A Rite of Passage.
Oops. I watched Hercules earlier this week. I've just got that on my mind.
A little old Kansas.
Harold is on the boat.
That's such a fun movie.
It really is.
And the nostalgia critic hates it.
Master he hates a lot of things. Critic. And then Anthony Fantano put him in his fucking place.
What's in my fingers? I'll get it.
I did not know that happened.
And he got his ass beat by the Neil drop. Let's get into this. So we have pre-made characters for this. Would you like to select your werewolf? And what channel did we post it? You guys have been posting in the server. Thank you for posting. I need to go ahead and I don't even need to do it like this. I can just forward this. Studio notes.
It was in
Hey, Kyle, click that.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me see.
Just send over to studio notes.
Okay, I didn't know we had pre-made werewolves. I didn't actually...
I will be going over this. So here we go. So tell me, of these 5, who do you want to play as?
Let me get the character sheets up.
See, I kept the pre-made sheets off because I believe that you should be able to build these werewolves however you want to. I don't want anybody to be dedicated to the stats. Same with the clan book.
Well, this motherfucker's already got a D name. That's just cheating.
Yeah, you see Dirge? You see that?
I like Janet.
Yep.
I'd go with Janet.
All right. You had to fend for yourself in early age. Mom was God knows where, and Daddy Dearest was usually on the couch making love to a bottle of golden grain. That was fine with you. You wouldn't have it any other way. After all, your dad was usually too messed up to care when the calls from school started. The litany of teachers and administrators saying things like antisocial tendencies and bully and behavioral disorder and finally juvenile delinquent. It wasn't your fault that all the damn kids pushed you around, wouldn't leave you alone just cause you weren't like the other girls. And you had to push back. Yeah, grind their faces into the wall till they shut the hell up. Nothing ever mattered to Daddy. Not the fights, not the tattoo or the nose ring, not the hooky or the new nice clothes and stuff that you started wearing, despite the fact that he never gave you enough money to eat, let alone buy anything. Guess it finally mattered to the cops, though, when they hauled you off from that store detective, and booked you for aggravated assault and threw you in to the adult PTD. And after all, that was where he found you. Even though you had nothing but contempt for the damn fascist pigs, you knew not to argue with the detective with the burning green eyes and the knock you through the wall stare came and hauled you out of jail. A mistake in processing, he said. You still didn't argue, even when he drove you out of the city and deep into the woods. Everything was a mistake, he said, your whole life. But now, things have finally been put to rights, and you're where you belong, with your family, the Shadow Lords. You did not know what a Shadow Lord was, but it sounded cool. And it was. More importantly, it was family. Yes, the tribe is your family, your church, your country. It is even more important to you than the band you play bass in. You'll prove yourself to them on this Rite of Passage or die trying.
You know what's really funny is, like, it's funny that they get the most fucking sociopathic of bullies to join the Shadow Lords. I feel like that's telling about them as a whole.
The Shadow Lords are not good people.
Well, no, we've been established that, but I just think it's funny.
See,
Yeah, we could fix her. We could fix her. It's fine.
Ryan, you want to play as Dirge?
I was thinking about Snarls left fleas.
Well, that's already we were trying to build up something here. Like,
I mean,
that's
like,
the obvious pick.
As a bass player myself, I would play as Janet.
Snarls and Fleas, that was my second favorite.
Everybody wants to play as Snarls at Fleas. It's so clearly the right option to play as.
If anyone else wants to play Snarls at Fleas, I'm okay with playing Whisperer.
Well, all 5 players are Snarls at Fleas.
No, I'm playing as Janet, so I have an excuse to play bass on my epic fucking preamp.
See, let's go over Linda Davis next. Let's save Snarls at Fleas best for last. Linda Davis, why can't people just be nicer? That was always your credo, even as a small child. You never had any of the urges most children had to pick on or throw rocks or whatever. You never even swatted flies. Indeed, you developed an early respect for nature, and this, along with your natural altruism, fueled your interest in and concern for ecological issues. You started doing volunteer work for Greenpeace before Patrick Moore lost his fucking mind at the age of 14, and continued your involvement with environmentalist groups into college, and you became the president of your school's chapter of Amnesty International. Then came the protest. You were scheduled to help organize a demonstration at a new and allegedly unsafe chemical plant on the outskirts of town. The plant was owned by some big shareholding company whose name you never heard of before. Although ardent in your distaste for the plant's unethical practices, you were under the impression that the protest was supposed to be a peaceful endeavor, a simple exercise in one's First Amendment rights. However, a band of latecomers to the protest, a suspicious-looking fringe movement who called themselves the Green Knights or something, didn't see it that way. Something modern-day politics. Evidently, neither did the company's security force. You never knew who fired the first shot, but all of a sudden you were in the middle of a howling, trampling mob scene as armored guards surged forward with gas grenades, and the radicals answered with Uzis. Both sides seemed perfectly eager to sacrifice the peaceful protesters in their battle, and the last thing you remember seeing was the bright barrel of a security guard's shotgun in the high noon light, and your boyfriend shoving you to the ground. You heard a shot, and everything was dark and warm, and you tasted tears on your face. Except it wasn't tears, it was the blood of your boyfriend as he lay twitching on the ground in front of you. You changed for the first time then, and the quiet girl who never killed a bug eviscerated the guard with 4-inch talons. The scene abruptly got even crazier, as the veil went into full effect as the hominids on both sides scattered like panicked chickens. Fortunately, the certain members of the Knights realized what you were and managed to calm you down enough to explain the situation to you. Your initial reaction was one of disbelief and horror, but after you realized that none of your friends were at the protest could stand to be in the same room with you anymore, You call the number that one of the knights had given you in desperation. You are initiated into the ways of the Geru, where even now you desperately seek to save the planet and restrain the violent impulses of your brethren as well as your own. Sounds like a COG to me, doesn't it?
That does indeed sound like a child of Gaia.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if she was a glass walker, though.
Little DS Ultimate ever hurt nobody?
To add in, all of these people are glasswalkers.
Oh,
To
yeah.
Eden, but you know.
Right. Whisperer, thank you for confirming that werewolves have nipples in cross form. We didn't need to know this.
Oh, but we did.
Right. Cursed,
Right
cursed.
ends the road.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
From the wretched day of your first illicit spawning, you heard that term over and over and over from the elders who called you a mule and cuffed you for the last transgression, from the towns of North Wind that so enjoyed slashing you into scrawny, hairless body, turned you into ribbons, from the mocking voices that whispered into your skull since you were a cub, never ceasing, promising delight and power, showing only stark horror. Quiet, you whispered to the voices. Away, you whispered to the tormenting spirits to rock you, um, of rock and stream and cave, and to the spirits of fouler things that rose to haunt you in the dark. The pack watched you as you muttered in the derision, and you named yourself Whisperer. You did not care. The spirits had their own name for you. You grew, and still the spirits would not leave you be. They whispered things to you, tales of horrors done in darkness, black prophecies of doom, and everything now and again. Something useful, something you could whisper to a certain chieftain when he stood atop you and thereby stayed his paw that would have otherwise dashed life from your skull. You followed. Your information proved useful enough that you were reluctantly added to the community of Geru, though never accepted. One evening, you were kicked awake and told that you were to join a pack forming in the area, that you would travel to the great city of the Hamids and undergo your rite of passage. Eager to leave this hellhole, you agreed. But nothing changed. Your pack finds you useful, but they plot against you. You know they do. You can smell the treachery, and their voices warn you of their plots. One day soon, you may succumb to follow the voices. Follow them down below, where there are others who may welcome you at last. It's a set for a BSD if I ever heard one.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
either that or he was just demented at a young age by Malkavian.
I figured it was what, schizophrenia?
Yeah, everyone, when you're making a Werewolf the Apocalypse character, take the 3-point flaw deranged. It'll be a great time.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Now this man is a glasswalker, Curtis Worrell. You don't know why all this is going down. You're perfectly happy as a Hamid. Whatever. Just a kid doing kid things, going to school, hanging out with your friends, ripping off the local convenience store, hacking into the school net, dealing every now and then. But then in 10th grade, you started weirding out. You knew it wasn't a flashback when the computer in your data processing class started to talk to you. You didn't want to know, not about the computer or the car or any other elementals. Weren't elementals supposed to be some kind of wigged out monsters from Dungeons & Dragons or something? Well, they're real. And that wasn't all. One day, on your way home from school, you noticed a bunch of guys in dark suits and shades started tailing you. Oh man, it was the Secret Service. They found out about that Lockheed stunt you pulled. You tried to run, but the crisp fall day turned into a nightmare of one-way streets and blind alleys, and finally you lay in a pile of garbage, exhausted and at the mercy of a pack of huge dogs that appeared out of nowhere. And then one of the dogs started talking to you. You were too fatigued to protest when one of the mirror-shaded men lifted you up from the asphalt and pulled you into the back of a limo, where you were joined by a talking dog. Not that being a glasswalker is all bad. There's money and power and knowledge, and you can trash anyone who dares to screw with you. But lately you've been spending too much time out in the woods with a bunch of other Guru who've got some serious attitude problems. You go along with this rap passage crap for now, out of fear mainly. But if the going gets tough, you're getting out of here, amigo. Sounds like an upstanding guy, right?
Yeah, he sounds like a prick.
And now for the winner, the one that everybody wants to play as. Snarls that flees.
Oh, you mean Grim? Yes.
Yes, this is Grimm's younger years. This is Grim from high school we're looking at right now.
Fucking
You also
John's
know it's
like
like
high
a
school fucking football team right here.
Yeah.
Grimm's
See,
greatest rival.
Grim, what's your GPA?
Yeah.
Not. He was a lupus, so he didn't go to school.
Nope.
He has a point.
And this
Lupus
guy
score.
is a lupus
Yep.
and a get a Fenris.
See. Life under pine shadows, passing of summer to winter. Roam with the pack. Taste the blood that killed. The good earth tells you of prey. Over the rocks and the rivers you wander. Herd hunting and fighting and mating. Lords under the trees. Only 2 feet from you, they fear. Them and their hard shining drillings and hard shining claws and the sticks that make fire and sting from afar like the wrath of 1,000 hornets. Ever you fall back, far into the forest, ever the 2 feet come, places one yours stinks on 2 feet. The rivers are black and they stink of 2 feet. The trees fall under the claws of 2 feet, who come in their numbers once more with their sticks of death. This reads like a schizo post.
Well, it's a lupus. You did make a whole ass video about how to think like a lupus, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm getting to the mind. This really makes me feel like an idiot. Out of the room, out of time, one by one your pack falls. Your blood stains the soil for their joy of the carrion bird, and the rage rises in the river in the summer, and your thirst for the throat of the spoilers. And the rage guts inside you, moves up your spine to your head, and it fills you with something you have never known. No, this is a new thing. You knew, you understood, you were suddenly aware. Like the apple of legend, the rage and the fear blossomed into knowledge of time, of self, of good and evil. And the hunters were evil, of that you were sure. In a series of hit-and-run assaults, you led the poachers deep into the woods, into a ravine only you knew about. You would die, true, but perhaps you could save your pack. As the crunch of the hunter's boots sounded on the rocks, you leapt snarling at your foes. You had not reckoned, but on the terrible speed of their bullets, half a dozen hollow points slammed into you, rending you a mass of bloody meat. And you stood again. In awe, you felt the wounds close as if they had never been. The chunks of lead purged themselves from your body to rattle on the rocks like empty nutshells. You felt the furnace of your heartbeat booming, lifting you up higher than you had ever been, higher than the hunters. For now you had 2 feet too, and hands to rip aside the flimsy rifles and smash them to flinders. But your fangs and claws, you still had those. They were the last sight of the screaming poachers, the last thing they ever saw. You tried to return to your pack, but they would not have you. To them, you had become a monstrous as just as monstrous as the 2 feet. Lonely, embittered, you wandered the woods in cross form, until a tabloid report about the Bigfoot brought others of your kind to take you with them. You followed them because you had nowhere else to go, but learned that you were Geru, one of the Geta Fenris. But no matter how hard you try to lose yourself in battle and bloodshed, you, in your heart, long for the pines and the pack of your youth. This is the winner right here. This is a win. That backstory alone.
I do love the fact that it's a lupus reluctant Garo. That is not something you see very often, but I really do like that backstory.
You also see like he's giving himself this collar to protect himself from throat blows. He's giving himself scarfeshes. He's already got a clave in his hand.
Yeah, so, that's a rank 4. What does he need a rite of passage for?
Yeah, this guy's already proved himself. He's already kicking ass. Put this guy in the same scenario again, but put him against silver bullets. He'll do just as well.
He probably will. He's good. This is a Philodox. He's got to ignore pain.
This is a Fenris. What do you think's going to happen?
That's fair.
Yes, resist pain.
All right. And now we get into the actual rite of passage. Well, the book is got explained to us first what a rite of passage is supposed to be, right?
Well, yeah, that's a little important because I realized that I fucked that up in my campaign, but then again, I fucked a lot of things up in my campaign.
Nah, we didn't need it. We were already ranked 2.
Yeah, so I guess I did do it right.
Yeah. All right. So, Ryan, I sent you the pages for the rite of passage, right?
You did.
So each tribe goes about this a little differently, right?
Yep.
All right. Let's go down the line as to how they explain this in the book. They really wanted to put the Get Ephemeris in their face first.
Well, I mean,
they did.
It's the Get Ephemeris.
So how did they usually go about this?
That's Glasswalkers. Hey, Get Ephemeris.
GOF.
The Get Ephemeris are the most brutal to their pups. They often call packs they don't feel are worthy to be part of the eggs, to be of the Get. They slay them outright or banish them to be Ronin for the rest of their lives. They don't place the cull in bloody, violent, horrific rites of passage. Oh, sorry, they do.
Yeah. But fuck, they'll kill you. They'll kill a bitch.
Yeah, oh yeah, they will. The pups are turned loose and are hounded and hunted by the Get until they falter. At that point, they must prove their mettle by fighting their elders in the pitched battles.
How you do get famous business with the Rite of Passage? You just go out in the woods, and we're going to chase you. And when we catch you, we will kill you.
Yeah.
Yep. It's gotta be twisted if you're a metis, right?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think you'll survive if you're a metis.
Depends on the metas.
Yeah.
And then
Cleft
you have
wood.
to. You just have to survive your fight with the Elder. You're not going to win that fight. You just have to outlast the Elder.
What if the elder is your grandfather, having to fight your own grandfather?
Well,
They don't give a fuck.
Well, that's a badass grandpa. You remember we were doing the Grand Finish episode and we had, was it Tears at the Heart of the Worm? Where
Yeah,
that man
Peter
is,
Silvermane tears at the heart of the worm.
right,
Mhm.
he's 96 years old and he can still kick ass.
Yes.
Just built mine different.
That's gonna be grim.
I killed Freddy Man.
Yes.
Grim's gonna be 105 and he's gonna
FIDDY.
be slamming other people against other people.
With Freya Sanders and her time magic, yeah, you are going to live that long.
Yeah,
God
as long as
bless her.
nothing happens to her.
So, yeah.
No,
This Shadow
Grim won't let
Lords.
anything
What?
happen to her, but let's be real.
No, that ain't going to happen. You're a power couple.
He could do nothing when she was dying on her own, trying to reverse time every time. The only thing he could do was fight,
I formed a chemical dependence on the chemically dependent.
right?
Yeah.
The Shadow Lords, they also have very brutal rites of passages. They throw many potential Garo, even kinfolk who have not exhibited the signs of change, into a ring, and force them to fight with weapons. Only the ones who win these fights are awarded adult Garo status. The rest have the wolf taken out of them and are left to wander. What does that mean? The wolf taken out of them?
They de-soul you, is what they do.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
And they are left to wander the world. Oh, I could have just read a little bit
Yeah.
further. Soulless husks.
They'll then give your soul to Grandfather Thunder as sacrifice.
Yeah. They encourage leaders to organize teams to fight each other in these duels. If clever tactics result in an uneven contest, well, the natural order of existence is hardly known for its fairness either.
Mm-hmm. Shallow's not good people, right?
They're great. What do you mean?
So,
When
well-
have they ever been good people? They run biological experiments on bone
So-
gnars.
So,
For that, they
by the
deserve
way,
all the ire of
Bro.
Garo.
Necessary evil.
or like you have to kill if you're a metis, potentially somebody you grew up with in order to become a Shadow Lord. If you're a Lupus or a Hamid, it could be just a complete stranger to you. But coming at this with a metis mindset, this would be hard on you. Where
It depends
this,
how. I guess it depends on how well they treated you.
yeah, it also reeks of blood and soil to me, where the Shadow Lords build you up for years and years, telling you that you're this ubermensch, you're invincible, nothing's going to stop you, and then
It's also
behold
a lot of pressure.
your graduation, you have to kill your other students.
Yeah. You have to kill the people that you were learning with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in what was it? That secret agent one, fucking
The Kingsman?
Kingsman. Yeah, the Kingsman. Where they're like, "Hey, take care of this dog." Oh,
Shoot the dog.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of the Dark Angels in Warhammer 40k, with the way that the Dark Angels recruit people is that at the end they have a tournament and only 4 people can survive the tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still
And
think that
also-
idea of it's like, oh, we've trained all of our best, now kill all of the other best. When in reality, you could say, okay, here's our best. You're the squad leader now. Make them all on your level. So if you're so good.
Well,
Sorry.
now you're thinking like a Fianna. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Because, well, you know what? I picked that for a reason. It's because they're
That-
right. And also they're
that was-
alcoholics. And I am too.
that-
But,
that-
you know.
That also changes the context of some characters in our campaigns, like Wrath of the Storm and Ursula, because they've killed other Guru before.
Yeah.
Not necessarily BSDs.
Oh,
Except
of course they have.
Because after all, Storm had a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Yeah, I never got
Yeah.
into that as Tyler, and I'm sad that I never did. But he left before
Because
I
he
could.
didn't like you.
Yeah, I know. I would like to have like a second part of Rage Across New York where we actually get to like kill Freya Sanders and like some of the OG vampires show up and some of us pull double duty playing characters.
Kill Freya Sanders?
No,
Kill
no,
Freya
no,
Sanders.
no.
Okay, that's what I heard. I was like, hold on a second.
Or
It's a
no, wait, did I
BSP
say
game.
Freya Sanders? I meant Heaven's
Kill-
Divide. I'm sorry.
kill her.
No, I did say Freya Sanders. I realize that now. No, her and Grimm are already in Eastern Europe trying to kill Solot. No, kill Heaven's Divide.
Kyle, you had a demonic glint in your eye when you said that.
Yeah, right.
No, I've just been
Because he's an
drinking a
evil-
lot, and I mean a lot.
He's an evil bastard.
I am. I really am. Only when I've been drinking a lot, which is tonight. So
It's the Silent
gosh.
Striders.
So not much is known about the Silent Striders. There's some speculation whether or not they have to carry a message into some dangerous territory or to follow a moon bridge to an unexplored destination.
And Silent
Well,
Striders revised, it was kill a vampire.
Was it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
kill a vampire, deliver a message, and help out a ghost.
Ah.
Yeah, it was a checklist of 3 things.
It wasn't exactly vampire, just kill a worm beast, or i.e. a vampire, since they
Yeah.
hate vampires.
Imagine you get iced in a Vampire the Masquerade game, and then the werewolf that killed you wasn't even rank 1.
That's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
well, here's the thing. It's like the thing about vampires, if you kill them as a rank 1, they won't be able to sit up in heaven and go, what the fuck is this shit? I died to a rank 1?
Nope.
No, they're
You-
just
Not
dead.
even a rank run, a cub.
Yeah, you got killed by a prepubescent child werewolf is what
Some
happened to you.
16-year-old.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you can go after a ghoul and still be all right.
Yeah, you
Basically.
could be that
Considered Darrow.
if you want to take the easy way out.
Hey! I'm gonna make a Silent Strider who took the easy way out.
Go after the
I-
primitive.
No.
champion.
I highly recommend that, Ryan. Playing a Silent Strider is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll play a Silent Strider who took
Provided
the
your
easy
DM
way
doesn't
out.
fuck you out of your fetish and your fucking tribe. So, you know.
I played a
Silent
Silent
character.
Strider in the
I'll make it-
in the Christmas
did.
campaign.
I'll
You
make
did?
it easy to corruption as well.
We gotta decide which one we're going to do first. Miami by Night or Los Angeles, Rich Cross Los Angeles.
Well,
Uh,
wait, was that what you were planning?
See, no. I wasn't planning. I was going to go into DC 20.
For Miami by Night? Or no, Rage
no.
Across.
No, because you're the Decade World of Darkness guy. I'm getting into more experimental games.
I'm only planning to run 3 of them.
Yeah. How long do these games going to last?
That's an
Yeah, precisely.
excellent question. I don't know. We are at Act 2 of Rage Across Appalachia.
Yes, it's going to take a while.
Yeah,
I-
my games will take a while because, you know, I've said this to everybody. I'm a terrible storyteller. I'm a good writer.
There it is. Just lean to your strengths, dog. COG.
Children of Gaia. They have a very spiritual orientated rite. So their pubs go through a lunar month of ritual meditation,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
fasting, and preparation. During this time, the pack is expected to discover its quest and its totem, if they get any. They do it by pack of Garo. So I'm guessing it's like
A
where there's
joint-
an alpha and stuff like that, kind of like a coterie, but for werewolves.
Yeah, it's a group ayahuasca trip where you get to talk to Unicorn.
Yeah,
And-
they talk to a unicorn who carries them into its realm where it tests their hearts, souls, and spirits. An alternative rite places the pups in a secluded location with the pups from other tribes. They would not last in Silent Striders or
No,
Shadow Lords or Get a Fenris.
no, you get beat to death. That's what
Yeah.
would happen.
It's the children of Gaia. Of course, they wouldn't last.
This test not only tests their survival skills, but it also tests their meditation abilities.
I played a COG for Minnesota Midnights, and the reason why is because I wanted a scene with Unicorn, but no, I didn't get that. because I don't think Jay was ready to run a Chronicle. If we were to do Los Angeles, Rage Cross Los Angeles, I probably would do Paris Clazen again, but like do it over again and do what I really want to do with the character. Where the COGs, because I felt like as I was making that character, it stopped being what I wanted to do, and it started becoming a joke character instead. Where it was fun, but I could have done better.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I'd love to play Lance as a full fucking campaign.
Yeah.
Just because, like, the whole thing is, like,
boy.
he's completely apathetic to any hardship because he's just like, well, I'm doing okay, and the people that care about it are okay, so I was like, whatever. But I've also got that other idea of the childhood guy at Galliard that's in, like, a power metal band, and he makes the Glabro form his costume on stage while he's singing about killing the worm to people who don't know what the worm is.
Just once, I want to be in the player seat playing a COG character where I get to meet Unicorn. I want to experience that scene so badly.
Whoever's listening, get on that.
Yeah.
Give
Fuck
Johnny
me, I
his
gotta do
unicorn
that in
scene.
LA, don't I?
Yeah, it's meeting Unicorn. Either her or Black Unicorn would be awesome.
I gotta go back and watch the Childhood Guy and the Black Furies episode.
Okay, have you seen a medieval Knight's Tale movie?
A what?
It's just like any sort of medieval movie that's got knights in it.
Yeah, maybe.
You now know how to play as Black Unicorn.
So just extra chivalrous.
Yes, Excelsior.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could do that.
Let's see, the Black Furies.
The Black Furies. So Pegasus will carry the pups on a quest, and it usually involves taking back a Karen that's been lost to the worm.
What?
But it also could involve rescuing a forgotten animal or preventing black spiral dampers from doing what they do.
Yeah, from doing as they will.
Yeah.
A certain worm that rides a grape.
Yeah.
This is a tall order from Pegasus. Go ahead, take back this Cairn.
Yeah.
Well,
you're not even rank 1, but take this Karen back from these black spiral dancers or these vampires or whatever else the worm created.
It starts off so whimsical too because Pegasus just flies down next to you and carries you off to this adventure, and then you die.
Yeah, you have no faith in them.
Hey man, you won't know till you try.
Let's see the Fianna.
By the way, that is a good story hook.
What you won't know till you try, or unicorn or unicorn dropping into a battle like an ODST?
Yeah. You're sitting there fighting the worm, and all of a sudden Pegasus shows up with a bunch of brand new Black Furies.
Yeah. Well, there we
like,
go.
Hey, you can take a rest. These guys got this.
Yeah. Check out my badass Amazonesses, boys. You can take a back seat.
The Fianna, they have a test of wisdom, a test of luck, and a test of skill. And all three must be passed before adulthood is conferred onto the pack. Often the Fae involve themselves in the Fianna rites. Why, though?
Because they're closest allies in a whole lot of kinfolk.
Yeah, our
I
history
mean,
is
a
that
lot
deep
of
inside.
kinfolk. Good lord.
These tests will reflect the intense amount of knowledge and training the Fianna expect from their pups. They often undergo apprenticeships to like tribal elders before they even attempt the rite. At times, the Wild Hunt has appeared out of nowhere to protect the pack who got in trouble during the rite.
The Wild Hunt.
Yep.
Oh no.
Test Blood Month is what it is. It's what we call it.
I remember an example for a Rite of Passage that was in the Wendigo not Wendigo. Fianna first edition book was you had a mistletoe branch stuffed into your hair after it's been braided, and then you have to run through a forest while the other Fianna chase you. And if that branch is pulled out of your braid, you lose the rite. And we gotta wait a whole year before you can try that again.
You're never got that, but I mean, then again, I never got nothing from the Fianna. But that's because it was a metis, so didn't matter.
nobody gave a shit about you, and you were just given the worst jobs because they were expecting you to die on the job.
I did, however, get an apprenticeship to icing, but that's only because Larkin said it's supposed to. So it's not his fault. But hey, I did alright for a Terge, even though now I'm technically a Ragabish, but didn't matter about that.
Every World of Darkness game I've run has had Fiona in it. Every one of them has had Fiona in it.
Taskmakers are good. I like them.
I'm doing everything in my power to keep them out of the Changeling game because I know they will take over the story if I use them.
We lived in harmony for decades. Do not worry about it.
It's such restraint I have to show. Oh man, the GWs, like Glasswalker.
The Glasswalkers.
Glasswalker.
They see no reasons why their pups should learn how to hunt or kill.
Why don't you just go to school and learn how to file taxes?
They want their pups to
Become a
form packs
lawyer.
on their own. The walkers only require them to meet on a regular basis. At some point, the Glasswalkers' elders will place a new pack in a very difficult situation. Like all the other situations aren't difficult.
Yes.
We'll place, i.e., we'll get them involved in a vampire's plot, cause them to run afoul of a mage, etc. And then expect them to make the best of it.
Yes.
They are allowed to use any and all resources they can scrounge up. Spirits watch the pack wherever they go and report back to the elders. What a bunch of snitches. Depending on their performance in the urban jungle, the elders will either vote the pack into a tribe and thus give them their tribal names and access computer access codes, or continue to test them. Thus, there are a few older pups in the Glasswalkers who, bitter and short-sighted, go Ronin without the benefit of a right.
You'll just quit.
Yeah, they're just like, fuck this.
So yeah, Eden, you do have some credence to what you're saying, because yes, it is the gangrel that the Glasswalkers work with, but it's also the Giovanni, because the Giovanni, the gangrel have good relationships with every Garu to an extent, but the Giovanni bring up the Glasswalkers by name in their clan book, and say that they do business with the Glasswalkers.
See, the Glasswalkers are, fucking retarded, so...
They see how much fun it is to have pastrami Wednesdays. You get to go down to Valentino's and they have this entire sandwich waiting for you. It comes with cheese and a wine board. And you can go over there and it's entirely free.
I mean,
I'm sure they have a backup plan in case something goes wrong.
Couldn't the Garu just culturally appropriate? It's so much easier.
But it's better when the Giovanni, who've been around for, 600 years and have 600 years of Italian recipes on their side? Is that what America, all these Italian restaurants in America, that's not al dente. It's not real authentic Italian food.
Tastes good, I don't care.
Yeah, I get the guy who was old enough to see the recipe get written down for the first time.
Oh, well, and that guy, he played accordion in the restaurant until he passed away back in 2016.
Yes, we still miss him.
Well, no, that was a real thing. I went to this Italian restaurant in Las Vegas, and I was going there for years. I don't remember the name of the guy or the name of the place, but they made the best fucking spaghetti and meatballs ever. And this old Italian guy would go around from table to table, and he would play, what's that song? It's like...
Funiculi Funicula.
Yeah, that one. I don't think that's the right one. I think you're bullshitting me. But
it is the right one. But
no, it is not. I know that tone of voice.
And I will fuck you up.
He would go around and he would play that whenever you said you had a birthday, and he would play like Italian romance songs if you were on a date. He was like 100 billion years old, and he was there until 2016. God rest him. He was a good guy.
If we embraced him, the Clan Giovanni, who would have been around today.
I mean, yeah. Sorry to get it off topic, but I am very intoxicated right now.
Go ahead, join the Giovanni. Nothing's wrong with it. Red Talons.
The Red Talons have the easiest fucking rite of whatever it is that I've seen so far, and all they have to do is either commune and protect the dwindling wolf population, or rescue a wolf from captivity or destroy a band of poachers.
That's it. That's
That's it. Yeah. Or
That's-
and survive the wilderness.
yeah. Well, Grim, you got some explaining to do. Why aren't you a red talon?
Uh, uh,
Because he was in Finland, and then he met, Loki.
I was
What do we call him?
It
Raynard.
Raynard.
No.
it was born for something higher.
Yeah, he was born to fight the worm.
Yep.
Yeah.
They was like, oh, you're get ephemeris. I'm like, okay. And then Raynard was like, hey, come to Finland and shoot guns with me, do backflips and shit. And then there's that one video of like the guy in the Finnish army doing a backflip shooting an RK-57.
Would you rather be the best red talon or a good get ephemeris?
Oh, good get
I'd rather be the best good get ephemeris.
Oh,
hey, that's our boy right there. Hell yeah.
There he
Get
is.
Fenris all the way.
See, the bone gnars. Now this has to be easy.
Usually we go on longer and it gives me time to read ahead. But the Bonars are interested in developing the survival skills of their pups. Because of this, they will often arrange to have the pups abducted from the city and dumped somewhere completely different, there to survive and make their way back to the city. There is much honor in finding one's way back without help from other Gero. Of course.
Hitchhiking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, this is what it is.
This is often how new Bonars get
theft.
started. Yeah.
I assume I get my rite of passage by stealing a man's phone and ordering an Uber. It was as easy as that. Now, you wonder why the Bonars are seen as a band of mercenaries and whores. Because of just how easy it is to become a Bonar. That easy. Yeah, you have
taking anyone.
You have rights where you just have to call a Domino's pizza and place an order, and that's it.
why the right of the pizza exists.
Yeah, that's it. The right of avoiding the Noid. Kyle, do you want to put the Noid in Ridge Coast Appalachia for us to fight?
Given where you're going, where I think you're going to go, yes, I actually might. In all honesty,
we're going into Hidden Valley, Charlotte, and we get to fight the Noid.
Well, no, like there's another episode between then and then that goes into Grimm's, or no, not Grimm's, goes into Clef's backstory and also opens another can of worms. But that's the following Thursday from now.
Hayseed Virgin gets his ass beaten every game he appears in.
No, he doesn't actually. Matter of fact, he's probably gonna have the home field advantage in this next one. Just a little spoiler alert.
He appeared in Ryan's D&D one shot and he ate shit.
Hey, yeah, he did.
He didn't.
He cried.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He's got his ass beat in D&D.
Technically, I was just using his face as a placeholder. It was just a normal, regular bandit, but
it's still another
really
Clef
funny,
Reed
in
L.
all honesty, though.
It's still another Clef Reed. You have no dubs, only L's.
Yeah,
that's not true. He did light a get ephemeris on fire.
Oh wow!
Or not a get ephemeris, a black spiral on fire.
A black spiral, yeah.
Oh, you racist get ephemeris out there! You're the villains of W5.
Fucking.
He also killed that one Bane with a rock.
He did. He did throw a rock at it. That's why he got the D name that he does.
And was it Aaron Jenner who raised hell over a rock?
No. That was King who did.
Yeah.
King was mad at me, but I was thinking D&D terms, and I got caught up in the fanfare of combat.
Just do it. It'll be funny.
He's also killed many vampires.
That's true. Well, I mean, you kind of have to,
I see. I was thinking about doing a Melma's Black Fury. I was thinking about doing Paris Clausen, but the clan that I'm hungriest the most for is the Uctena. Either Uctena or Silverfang for Ridge Cross, Los Angeles. Let's go into the Uctena.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Uctena. They use complex mystical rituals to set up strange testing grounds in the Umbra. Often the pups are sent to these domains while elders supervise the rite. They actually get a cool title. That's called that makes them the warder of the pack, and it has a special ritual significance. Those that don't survive the rite are mercifully slain with ritual silver, since sanity bending vistas that the Tenno evoke are enough to reduce the pups to gibbering half-wits if they fail.
So
That's harsh.
you essentially play a session of Jujutsu Kaisen is what happens to you.
Hey, apparently, damn.
Yeah. Kyle has no idea what we're talking about.
I do not know.
You didn't want. So you're familiar with Chainsaw Man?
Oh yeah.
It's essentially the same story, but the devils are called curses.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And they have a spell called Domain Expansion where they can alter the world around them, and they all represent like human fears. Like there's like a fire curse, a mankind curse, Shanny, I'm blanking. Help.
gun
Tomato
curse.
Devil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is the gun devil.
Hey,
Yeah,
there
that's
you
the-
go. See, I got one. See?
I'm trying to remember what Hanami is.
Japanese
Hanami?
bullshit. Don't worry about it.
He or she is the fear of the forest.
Oh yeah, or like he
Because
survived.
they were
Like,
trying to
Fucking
they were trying
urbanoid,
to-
scared of trees. Eat
Yeah,
my
so-
dick.
yeah, let me pull up a picture of this guy, because it was this dude's fight that's one of my favorites in JJK. So Kyle, here's your passage for the antenna. You gotta fight this thing.
If you're an Octana, easy peasy.
Yeah, there it is. This man summons gigantic
Jesus
trees and
Christ,
earthquakes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see why.
Let's hope you survive.
I don't mean to throw a bro under the bus, but Vic
Speak.
does say it was
Speak.
like I said, I'm drunk. Vic does say that, it's like Johnny's episodes are very much anime-esque, and looking at that, I'm like, yeah, I'll see that.
You get an idea as to where this comes from.
It's all anime. Meanwhile, I really take my fucking time in my episodes.
Yes.
But that's also because I don't know what I'm doing, and I let the players carry most of it. But,
You're figuring it out.
No, I'm going to keep letting you carry it because I still don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to. I'm playing 3, and then I'm done.
You unlock the code is what happens to you.
I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually.
And I'll pass it off to Ryan.
Yes, the Wendigo. Oh,
The Wendigo.
nope, I'm not muted.
Yes.
The Wendigos, they take their pups as far north as possible and deposit them in frozen and desolate lands.
You want
What
freeze
the
to death?
fuck?
I mean, it's on par with the Wendigo.
Right?
Yeah.
Those that survive the trek back are welcomed with great joy and are treated as heroes for a week.
Yay.
Sometimes the Wendigos send their near defenseless pups into the city to be challenged.
What's in the city? The Sabbat, specifically in Canada.
You wanna hear something funny?
Yeah.
Bonars, Wendigos, what's the difference?
What?
That honestly brings me a great deal of joy. I really enjoy that.
Certain Insta Road is very pissed at you about that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but Cleft hasn't brought it up, has he?
he will. Now that I know this, he will.
I am desperately waiting that day. It's gonna be so great. Like,
Ends, me and you, we're not so different.
what are you talking about?
Shit, we aren't hayseed.
We were both brought away from our home and had to find our way back.
Oh my god!
You understand? I can't go back to my home.
We're
You
getting
try.
it in
You
this episode.
patronizing me.
Eventually, you'll be able to. It's fine. We're good.
I really think it'd be really funny given how good Clef's Streetwise is and how good his drive is. Like, he's just like, oh, wait, yeah, I can get over from here. This shit's easy.
Yeah.
I've done this before. And he just wanders back about 2 days later. It's like, yeah, just, walk straight back this way.
I stopped to get some gas, something to eat.
Gotta keep heading north. That's all you gotta do. Find the North Star.
So,
Silver Fangs.
Silverfangs, they perform a special rite which sends their pups back through the bloodline of the Garo to inhabit the bodies of ancient and honored. It's time travel.
That's fucking awesome.
Well,
this is cool.
While they are there, they face epic foes and experience the pure, pristine wilderness of the time before the Imperium. Jesus Christ. How well they enact the roles will determine how the tribe views them as a pack when they return to the present. This rite serves to keep the Silverfangs firmly grounded in their heroic past Now I kinda-
VR training.
I wanna build a Silver Fang
Yeah.
where Silver Fang Metis, where he did the best.
And where you come in, you have that natural advantage from being a metis.
Yeah.
Your cousin's
Kyle,
fucked. Congratulations.
Kyle, tell us about how much you love Metal Gear Solid 2.
I got to, I think 2 or 3 out of the 10 bombs, and then I was like, wow, this game sucks, and then I quit.
That's your whole reveal with Raiden, is that he was VR trained in video games, like with all VR technology to become like Solid Snake.
And I love how the whole thing was like, Hideo Kojima is messing with you, bro. He's messing with you. You're not this great fucking soldier. I know I'm not a great soldier. Why the fuck do you think I'm playing video games, Hideo Kojima? I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to beat you to death with a hammer for making Death Stranding. Fuck you, Hideo Kojima.
Well, back in the day, gamers were greasier back in 2001.
They're still greasy, and they're always going to be. Fuck you, Hideo Kojima. I'm going to kill you with a hammer.
Johnny, you are a damn troll. You are a damn troll.
No, I'm drunk. That's what's going on.
No, I'm saying Johnny is a troll.
Yeah. Johnny.
See, I take no shame in saying that. Let's see, but
there's a reason people enjoy MGS3 better.
So what they're doing to you is that they're giving you the VR training where you go back in time and fight the greatest threats of the worm. So by the time you come out of that Rite of Passage, you already know how to fight some of the greatest threats of the worm, and you're already in a position to lead doing this kind of spirit quest. And this is why this to me, this kind of explains why there's a different power ceiling between the Get Ephemeris and the Silverfangs. Because in the episode that was lost, we were talking about the Get Ephemeris and how their gifts are super practical and they just stay strong for the entire game. There's at no point where the Get Ephemeris have a dud gift. It doesn't happen with the Get Ephemeris. But the Silverfangs, it takes them a long time to outpace the Get Ephemeris, but by the time they hit ranks 4 and 5, the Get just can't keep up with them, and the Silverfangs are sweeping every battle they go into. It's just that sheer level of difference. But, playing a Silverfang.
It also comes to the fact it's like the ancestors of the ancestors, because of all their inbreeding, are not going to be as good as their ancestors. So
you're a dying faction. You're dying of old age at 40 now.
Good job, jackass.
They're aging like Ethan Ralph.
I'm surprised bro's not dead yet, but please, for
so
fuck's sake, Johnny.
I genuinely believed you when you. It was either you or Vic that said he was dead. I genuinely believed you.
I thought he was dead. I thought I saw him die on stream. I was looking at that, like my eyes glued to the screen, even though nothing was happening. I was thinking, is this it?
Is this it? That's what I thought when I first saw King Azripper eat a pizza dipped in sausage gravy. I thought he was going to have a heart attack on camera, but he didn't.
See, can we? Let me show you what this. Let me show you what this guy looks like. This is going to be the face of your average Silverfang.
No, don't. No, please, God, for the love of God, don't. No, no.
Kyle, guess the age.
32.
39.
Yeah,
sorry
makes
about
sense.
that. I'm back.
You see how rough he's aging.
He looks 60 at 39.
He looks like a grandpa. Exactly.
Are we talking about
Ethan Ralph again? Yes, Ryan.
My obsession. Yes.
I thought we were talking
gosh.
about Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I should have guessed Ethan Ralph.
He's aging better than Ralph.
Well, no, Arnold Schwarzenegger is still in some decent shape. Like, yeah, he's got a little bit of like middle-aged adipose on him, but that's normal for his age. So
yes, he looks like his age.
Yeah. It's like Bill Burr once said, when he was talking about like Botox treatment, would you rather be 50 and look 50 or be 50 and look like a 39-year-old lizard?
And now your average Silverfang, by the time they're in their late 20s, is in the middle of an airport bathroom, shouting at an invisible Maya Yiannopoulos about how they take it up the ass in the middle of a bathroom. This is your average Silverfang moment.
Yes.
Okay.
You take up the ass, that's just disgusting.
I mean, it's the Silverfangs. What else can you say?
And I just read the Silverfang tribe book last week.
And you see how evil these bastards are. You see how evil they are.
Well,
Wow.
I said red. I should have said skimmed.
Where you look at them and said,
But yes.
yeah, we killed all the children like Gaia in Russia, and it was awesome. We don't
Yeah,
regret
they
our
are a
decision.
bunch of arrogant a-holes. Jonas Albrecht is their saving grace.
Straight up genociders. All right, the Stargazers. Let's wrap this segment up with the Stargazers.
Solve a Rubik's Cube in under 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's,
So the packs are hardly ever formed because they rarely join a pack. They do have special rites of passage that can be given to any number of Stargazer pups. And it's essentially they place these guys in a chamber that goes up and it spirals about 2 or 3 times. 3 times, sorry.
spirals.
Yeah, spirals with an
Uh-oh.
SP, not a V.
Uh-oh.
But on this it's a ramp as well. On this ramp there are 21 separate riddles or puzzles, each represented by an object. A person who challenges the pup or spirit who is itself an enigma. The pup or pups. What the fuck? On
This
this
is
ramp,
very confusing the way it's written.
each represented an object, a person. Okay, so the riddles or puzzles that it's listing off the different types of stuff there are.
Yeah.
So it's like each riddle or puzzle represents an object, a person who challenges the pup, or a spirit who itself is an enigma.
Yes.
The pups must answer each of the riddles correctly, or the right will be called off, and the pup is sent to study once again. So they can do this any number of times,
Mhm.
as long as they get the answer right.
All right. So it's great they allow you to do multiple tries, and it explains why this is a group of losers that's waiting to die in Tibet.
Yeah.
You got,
We did
gotta
go over
love the
this. They
Stargazers.
are all in just group piranha right now.
Zamir is in Russia to die. That's essentially why he's there.
Yeah, he's gonna go through some great personal loss.
He
Yeah.
says that as like, oh, I come to Russia to die. He says 2 of his pack mates are just corrupted to shit.
You will live to see everything you love disappear from you before you yourself die in the
Hint-
kiln of evil flames.
Right, and all you gotta
Yep.
do is just tell tell Kendi that your soul has been taken from you and we're on a quest to get it back. And like, okay, that's all the motivation I need.
It's funny because he's gonna get reincarnated and have the same fate.
You need to save Kendi, who's become a communist.
No, I'm just
Yep.
brainwashed and a doomer now because I live in constant agony. Whose fault
Yeah.
is that?
There it is. Well, it's Desolation Rose's fault. You gotta find him and do something about it.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could try to do something about it.
The
Just
drunken
kill him.
mud.
I have
The
Taco.
drunken mutterer.
Gifts
Just
and
kidding
no
me.
fucking fetish. You
It's
said this is
fine, just take
Metroid. I
some-
thought I was gonna get more cool shit. No, shit
yeah,
just got worse.
Yeah, no fetish. Got no gifts. Got no pack.
And now I can't even have fun role playing anymore.
There it is. I got nothing. You can't have shit in Russia.
Can't have shit in Russia. No.
Yeah. I'm giggling again.
You're laughing. You destroyed this player's experience and you're laughing.
Hey, that's all we can do as DMs or storytellers.
See, no, I just want to write a good story because I know I'm not going to be good as a DM.
I just started. Well, not just started. Started writing my own story
Mhm.
because I
Good.
don't feel I can't be dang it, I just forgot the term. I can't run a game right now to save my life.
Got it.
Relatable.
You'll wrap your head around it. It's not that difficult. It's just-
Gotcha.
so let's get into the module itself. We have 2 lore characters we need to talk about who are not talked about at the start of chapter 2. Instead, they're talked about at the ass end of the book, and you don't get to know who either of these guys are until you get to that point. So great. We have Akollon, who is the first character. Accollon. He is a Hamid Arun of the Stargazers tribe. He is a New Yorker. He's rank 4. Do we have a picture of him? No! No, you don't get to have a picture of this guy. Because why would you? He's a plot important character. We have 3 no-name vampires that get pictures, but not this guy. Great. And who is our villain for this? It is Azera. That is who we are up against. You notice how all the Black Spiral dancers have to have these crazy shook up fucked up names, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't have anything normal. Who do we have in Changing to Dreaming right now? Hanuin as a character. Let me pull up a picture as to what she looks like. I don't get it. Now the picture of her in this book, we can't show it because she's got 6 boobs like a dog. So we can't show that. But we can show this. Somebody on... Let me copy this image. Kyle, if you will get this up. Shabam, here we go. Fingers crossed.
Yep.
There it is.
Tight.
Yeah. That's what she looks like. Thank you, Mr. Lich, for drawing this picture. We can use this. Or behold, this butch lesbian is your enemy for this module. She had a vision where a woman with snakes coming out of her eyes told her that she was going to have an instrumental role to play in the apocalypse. What that role was going to be, she was going to find a Talon of the Worm, aka one of the 5 worm beasts that almost destroyed the Yggdrasil back in very early times, before the Imperium happened, before tribes really formed. And she is going to go out and find one of them and dig it up and jumpstart the apocalypse with it. The problem is, it is in a strip mine that's 150 miles away from Toronto, encased in a meteorite. And she's trying everything. She's used rockets, she's used bombs, acid, lasers, magic. Nothing has opened the meteorite. So she's thinking about just throwing her hands up in the air and saying, you know what, I'm just going to ship this off to Toronto and then across Lake... oh, no, I forgot the name of the lake. Let's see, what is the Great Lake that is right next to... help me,
Lake
Google
Erie?
Maps. I think it is Lake Erie.
Lake Superior?
It is Lake Ontario.
Damn it!
Oh, of course.
And she's going to ship it across from Toronto to Rochester and then send that off to Pentex HQ to see if they can unlock it. But in truth, that meteorite isn't going to open up until Apocalypse, whenever that might be, but you as players don't get to know that. So this is the plot. Who is in this meteorite? It is Gnarlthus, who is this giant demon bird, supposedly. We're not entirely sure what she's going to look like, but that's who's in this giant meteorite. You are either the characters we listed off at the start of the video, or OCs, hiccup. You are off to Canada. You're off to the Sept of the Winter Wolf from the Sept of the Green as part of a Rite of Passage exchange. The Wendigo sent 5 of their kids. They sent 5 of you 5 up there, and you're going to have your Rite of Passage over there. The problem is, an assassination happens in the Sept of the Green where all 5 Wendigo kids die, resulting in this giant panic letter being sent around from the Sept of the Green, and every cairn gets shut down. And the Wendigo kick you out of the cairn because they blame you for the death of their 5 kids. As the Wendigo usually do.
Common Wendigo L.
The Wendigo are known for being reasonable and calm people, right?
Yes,
So,
ends the road. Yes, they are.
So after they're kicked out, you have 14 days to do this. The Wendigo conjure this retaliation blizzard out of anger. They just have to... This is how they get their anger out, by just freezing people to death. And there's a whole system set up in this book to test you with this, where you have a group roll. It's intelligence and survival, difficulty 6. If you roll 1 to 5 successes, you make a shitty shelter where you might freeze to death and takes lethal damage from the cold. Or if you roll 6 to 7, it's a good shelter where you won't freeze, but you need to keep repairing the shelter. And it's you in the Canadian wilderness for about 4, maybe 5 days, just trying to survive this blizzard before the blizzard fades away. And around day 6 or 7, you can go about the rest of the module, where you discover, hey, there's this pentex strip mining operation. What's going on here? It's pentex. Oh, you're trying to get a demon egg? You're trying to get this demon meteorite? we gotta stop that, and that becomes your rite of passage for the adventure. So it's more like you discover your own rite of passage is what the module is. What do we think so far?
I quite liked it. Matter of fact, it's like it reminds me of a Simpsons episode. Believe it or not, it's like a lot of people don't give that show a lot of credit, but it's like it's that level of dense writing where one thing leads into another and leads into another.
Yeah, I like Simpsons more than I like Family Guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Me too. But I just like how it's like it's not one note. It's like the things build into a logical conclusion, and that's what makes a rite of passage. At first, you think it's going to be one thing. It's like, okay, kill some leeches, or solve this puzzle, or survive out in the wilderness. Easy. No, wait. This path through the wilderness leads you to this worm-infested area. This worm-infested area is brought to you by this company that resides up on that hillside, so you need to find a way to get into there in order to tear down the company from the inside. But wait a minute, doing that also introduces a lot of banes of misery into the population, so we can also save the population. I love that slow build of like the compounding problems, the heads of the Hydra appearing until you finally arrive at the heart of the problem is what should make a proper Garrow and what should make a proper rite of passage. How do you solve all of the problems?
Where it's Chekhov's gun is what the trope is called. And it is done so well. So well in this module. I think we've brought up before Ghost Stories. You know that anime that nobody actually dubbed correctly, and
I'm gonna go Great Santini on his ass.
Yeah, that anime. It actually does have really good usage of Chekhov's gun in it.
Has anyone ever seen the original dubbed of that anime?
Yeah. Oh, it's, the Aniplex one. It is so stilted. The Aniplex one, and then no Animax. That's the stilted one, and then Aniplex got their hands on it, and then just did whatever they wanted with it. And there's one episode in particular. I'm thinking of like the Mary Mary episode where it's like their version of Tiny Tina, where the moment where Satsuki licks the handkerchief and wipes off the doll's cheek, and how that comes across as kind of like a throwaway scene that just like that's something that she would do, that comes into the plot at the end of the episode, and just moments like that where little details that you thought you would miss prove to be game-changing plot points that you need to remember in order to progress the story. You want to take notes if you run this game. Where, Kyle, if you're looking for reassurance with how you're running the game, what happens in this module is technically what you've got going on in Rich Quest Appalachia already. You didn't even read this book, and you came up with the idea on your own.
I don't even think I'm doing it right. I just know that people keep killing people, and that's just going to get worse.
It's going to snowball into something crazy. Because I didn't think you were going to use that Insta Road going around torturing the campers to bite me in the ass later. I didn't.
Why did you not think that?
I didn't think you were going to do that. I was just enjoying myself causing terror.
Why did my sweet summer child?
And
it might not manifest. You're thinking, oh, we killed the Tremere. Oh, it's going to be great. Oh
yeah,
no.
Yeah, this ain't gonna affect me in any way.
You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna go, okay, cool, we did it. We can go out and party and chill and shit. We did it. This place is a shithole, and I'll never go back to Canada. I get to go out and party and enjoy the fact that, oh, hey, look, I got this handsome bonar. What the fuck is that? That's what that's gonna happen.
And then you have all these little events that happen, like the blizzard that goes on for 6 days. It goes off 6 hours after you leave, after the Wendigo kick you out. You gotta be in Hispo and Lupus form if you don't want to freeze to death and have your movement slowed. You also have all these different encounters, like the demon bear. You remember what happens in this one, right? There's a bear from Mori waiting for you.
The girl might have some issues with that.
We're looking at the stats. It's Shanny. You saw Son of the Bear later on, right?
Yes, I do.
What the bear from Mori? It's like strength 6, dex 5, stamina 7 with 9 levels of health. It says 8 levels. It's 9 levels. And it's got 8 points of rage, 5 points of willpower, 5 points of gnosis.
That's a lot.
I wanted to do that one, but
The only charms he has is possession and air sense, where That's pretty standard for a Bane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, what happens inside the bear, Shanny?
Well, you come across a werebear, a girl. That's what caught my attention the first time. And he
You
sees.
want to love the girl so much, but they're such babies.
There's
Well,
a very way to show that. I can tell you about it.
They're not meant to be fighters. They're healers. They can't help their nature. It's not like they're the children of Gaia
You can
who have
heal.
no reason to be such pussies.
Look,
Anyway,
Shanny, you can heal, but trust me, though many of us can fuck may be healers. Trust me, Borislav subscribes to no such niceties.
I caught 30% of what you just said.
Learn
he
Russian.
is
I
he's
don't
an
know any
old
Russian.
character too.
Okay.
I'm so
Anyway.
craving for the day he comes back.
So the characters are freezing their butts off. They come across Bill, who is a werebear, a girl. He invites them into their home. He invites them into his home, but in exchange for his courtesy, they have to tell him a story. They have to exchange stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna read. Yes, he's.
Yeah, read it. Yeah.
Bill is pretty calm, but he's also. He's very old, but he's also. It's not smart to make him mad, and it's not smart to fight him. And I'm going to read the story which he tells the characters.
All right.
Many, many years ago, before the white men came to this part of the world, there was a great tribe of the Windwalkers who dominated this land and ran it like an ice-ridden empire. The mightiest among these was a shaman called She Cries Ice, who fought a terrible evil spirit. This evil spirit was called the Narlthus and could not be bound into anything of this world. But She Cries Ice whispered to the sky and called down a stone from another world. The great shaman bound the Narlthus into this sky stone, and it struck the mountain with great force, thus burying the Narlthus completely. Legend says that the mountain lies but north of here, and that one day the Narlthus will rise again to defeat the children of She Cries Ice.
You get to meet old man Bear, who comes over and lays out the plot point where it comes across as a non sequitur until you reach the pentex mining facility, where this is what we mean by Chekhov's gun, where you think this is just a story he's telling, but no, that's actually the plot he just gave you.
In the world of darkness, nothing is ever just laid out so plainly.
Yeah. And if you don't tell him a story, if you don't tell him what he's doing, he gets pissed at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the werebears.
It's, I brought you into my home. I asked you to do something as simple as tell me what you're doing, and you won't do it? You kidding me?
I know we talked a whole lot of shit about the Gruul during the Gruul episode, but you know the Gruul they did dirty for real.
They did.
See, if it would just stone up a little bit, I would feel sorry for them.
If the writers said that they'd stone up, because bears in nature are actually kind of fucking scary.
Did you ever see the video of the guy in Russia who was just following a bear through the woods and kicked him in the ass? And then and then the bear just turned around and like looked at him like, bruh, why would you do that? Before he attacks him and mauls him.
Oh my god.
In all honesty, I feel like that's a more appropriate expression of the Gruul, is like, because they have such stamina, they're like, bro, what the fuck? And then they fuck somebody up. But like they have the sense in them to go, is that actually what you just, is that the course of action that you've decided to take on this day?
Yeah, dog, I'm already having a pretty shitty day, and you want to go in and make it worse? You know what? Come here.
Let me put this in perspective. I weigh 8 of you. My claws can tear through your stomach like a fucking wood chipper, and you decided this is what you want to do with your day. Just the moment of consideration that bears give before they fuck your day up.
Put the girl on screen. Put him up on screen.
The girl on screen is this right here.
You clearly don't care about your life.
It's like this. It's like those memes. It's like, you broke into my house to steal my property at the expense of your life. Funny. I also am going to put my property above your life and expense.
You don't care about your life. I don't care about your life either. Otherwise,
Ryan,
you wouldn't have stolen from me.
Rax 12 gauge shotgun.
Ryan, what do you think about Bill?
Bill's
What do you
great.
think about this guy? Even as Grim, you like him?
I mean, I could probably beat him, but yeah.
Yeah,
You
there
could
is.
beat him. It's like, that's a Grim with fucking Borislav.
You go and you just enter a man's house and you beat the shit out of him as part of saying hello. It's just
You fight good. We'll be great friends.
yeah.
Basically.
And the hunters. Now you notice that guy on the cover of Rite of Passage. Now you might be thinking to yourself, who is that wolf supposed to be? That is Ice Dagger, who has gone insane. He is a fake Wendigo. He's actually a Shadow Lord who worships Grandfather Thunder, who has a storm crow on his shoulder, that is whispering into his ear that if he kills the player characters, he will be showered with glory. And he has convinced his pack to do the same. And where his pack can consist of as many heroes you want. And he will hunt you down for the entire campaign, is what he does.
You know, he could have just done the Rite of Passage and gotten his fucking name. But no,
nah,
he decided to be a jerk-off son of a bitch. So, maybe if he'd have considered not been a jerk-off son of a bitch, he would have gotten his fucking right name. But no, he decided to be a jerk-off son of a bitch. So he brought this upon himself.
So he's like he's your Mr. X for the entire game. Is how he's coming after
Something
you.
tells me that Kyle really doesn't like the Shadow Lords.
No,
I don't.
nobody does.
I really don't. I want to
I
have
do.
sex with Storm, but I don't like him.
I just want to get my dick wet. That's all I want.
So,
Men only want
hate
one
sex
thing,
for
and
the-
it's fucking disgusting. And to me, Afiana, yes, it is.
hate sex for the win, I guess.
And the one thing that gives away his Ice Dagger is that he's pierced his ears with silver earrings. Where if you want to go all Simo Heihia, the Finnish sniper that fought all the Russians, you can eat snow and lay in the snow and hide, and let this flash of this man's earrings give him away, and you can snap him off at a distance if you've built for that. Where this guy will just keep coming after you until you kill him, is what happens. But he's doing what the Shellords were asking him to do. You gotta kill another werewolf and prove your superiority if you want to graduate from Shellord school. But he's decided he's going to take it one step further and kill 5 instead of just 1. And his pack is going to watch him do it
I
to validate that what a badass he is.
I feel
supposedly.
like any good storyteller would give you like a Lanny ascending.
Where you get to this guy corners you and you have to talk him off that ledge.
Either that, or you just sacrifice one of your pack mates, and you have to convince that pack mate to go in single combat with him.
He doesn't have that much in terms of stats. Before the foreign bonuses, 3 strength, 4 stamina, 4 dex, 4 perception, 1 intelligence, 3 wits. The social stats don't matter. You can make those whatever you want. 2 alertness, 4 brawl, 2 primal urge, 2 dodge, 3 stealth, 4 survival, 1 enigma, 1 rituals. He's not that strong.
Well, he's a rank 1 trying to go through his Rite of Passage. Of course he's not that strong.
Yeah, you put him up. Even fresh out the gate with character creation, ends the road could have fought this guy by herself and won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
sucks.
he's not that deadly. It's his fear and intimidation as to what he could be that sells his character. Just have your players think that, oh, this is a BSD that's coming after you and he's super strong. And he's got this silver stuff on him that can kill you. When really he's this Wendigo who's trying to buy his way into the Shadow Lords. And that's all he is.
Ends could
Where,
beat him in just fucking social stats alone with that.
Yeah, just go ahead. The 2 punches, he's down.
Well, no, but social stats is like, sure, betray your whole clan. See how that works out for you, dumbass.
Just have him realize that, why are you trying to leave the Wendigo? You had a good thing going here with the Wendigo.
Quite literally, the Wendigo will use you better than the fucking Shadow Lords, who will just actually use you.
There's what 3 more random encounters you can have in this game. The first one is the Glen, where you come across a magic hot spring that's got a guiding spirit inside of it. Ah, it's fantastic. It's got no snow around it. It's got lush vegetation. You can eat the grass. It'll
Nice
clear out
little
your stomach.
recovery point.
Yeah, you can just go into there. You can just enjoy the hot spring episode.
In all I'm gonna be honest. Like, yeah, it's cliche, but I like the hot spring episode. It's good to give your players a break to let them just RP and enjoy their characters for a bit.
You just want to have a werewolf water fight. That's all you want to do.
No, I actually want my characters to like have fun RPing. That's why there's been so much driving. Is so Cleft himself especially can get more RP time.
Yeah. But with his budding relationship with Autumn Leaves.
Even though Autumn Leaves hates him. But even still, like, especially next session, Cleft, you're going to have a lot of RPing to do.
Cleft is the type of person that you hate, and then once you start getting to know him, you still fucking hate him, but you guys are going to be the best of friends.
They're going to have the same kind of relationship that, well, like Trisha Paytas and Ethan Klein had.
Basically.
I can't wait for Enzo to meet his wife.
Yeah.
Wait,
what?
what?
You kissless virgin? You don't have a wife. You're bullshitting me.
Ryan,
Nope.
you haven't let me the DM on this. What the fuck?
I've been saying it this whole time. He has a wife.
You ain't got no outs, ring.
You
I'm
can go
so
through
far
all the.
behind. I'm sad. I'm so far behind.
I'm the DM and I missed this.
I've said it almost every session when we played. Every time Johnny's brought up he's a kissless virgin, I'm like, till you meet his wife.
And it's going to be this doll made out of potato and flour sacks.
No. Ryan, DM me after this. I need to build this. Hold on.
All right. Yeah. He can't have any kids because he's a menace, but he can definitely have a wife.
Fuck my wife. All right, let's see here. There's also a random encounter where you can encounter a bunch of dead Geru puppies who couldn't pass the Rite of Passage that come after you and want to drag you down to hell with them. They hate you. They just say, "Well, we failed our quest, so you gotta fail it too." Is essentially what happens.
So we're losers.
Yeah, with 8 points of rage. Incredible.
Well, yeah, I'd be mad too if I got killed as a pup.
And then my favorite out of these, Midwinter's Night, where 2 fairies straight out of the Feywild to celebrate the winter solstice decide that they want to celebrate by abducting a Geru and dragging him back into Arcadia.
Nice.
As part of a
Saw
yearly
that
tradition.
one.
Where these are fairies, they're not changelings, they're just fairies with little wings. They have a silver lasso that ties around you and prevents you from changing forms, but it doesn't cause the allergy because it's fake silver. And a bag that is larger on the inside than the outside that you cannot escape from once they put it over your head and suck you into it, like a warp pipe. And now you might be thinking to yourself, Kyle, what's in the bag? There's a full inventory here. It's all the stuff that children love. It's the complete collection of John Norman Gore novels, a half-empty bottle of Listermint, hundreds of empty beer cans, a Sony Walkman CD player with no batteries, with a CD copy of Flood by There Might Be Giants, and a button that says, "Bite me, fanboy."
Oh, see, they sound pretty based, not gonna lie.
And if they capture you, well, too bad. You're gone. Make a new character.
Really?
Yeah, you get fucked.
Oh,
That sounds
gosh.
cheap.
Yeah. So I'll note, don't let the fairies catch you. You're 5 werewolves fighting 2 fairies. You shouldn't lose this fight to begin with.
No, but bombing your role is indeed a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like this game. I just wish the characters had I know it's supposed to be a war story, but I really wish the characters had like just a little bit more longevity to them.
What are you talking about?
Longevity to the characters, because like
No. For what game?
no, for this game or just
this-
werewolf in general. I wish the characters were a bit hardier. I
Well,
know that's the
that's
point
where
of the
after-
gifts,
well-
but at the same time,
Well, if you want longevity, that's Werewolf for Forsaken, but you'll also be bored out of your mind at the same time.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but that makes balancing it very, very difficult.
And then the strip mine itself.
It actually did
It-
quite a bit of looking on this.
Yeah, well, what do they mine here, Kyle?
They mine yellowcake uranium. That is
Yay.
uranium in its ore form. Where there's uranium, there's radiation. Where there's radiation, there's the taint of the worm itself. Interesting note that my roommate actually brought up. Where there's yellowcake uranium, about 1,000 meters before that, there is also large deposits of silver, which the book neglects to mention.
Which explains why every first team member at this compound has a gun that's filled with silver clips.
Well, actually, no. The clips themselves are not silver. Every guard around this area has weapons, but only 2 of the bullets are silver. However, that damage is not soakable by anybody in the party. That is if they fail the stealth checks involved in it.
Mm-hmm. And with this, how is the company acquired?
So, a little bit of background on that. Let's go into that a bit. So, let me get back down to it. So, this mine itself is nestled on a hidden mountain ridge. It's a small mining complex. It's an unusual vein of pure uranium. Gren Enterprises quickly obtained the land and mining rights to the vein in order to sell the, yellowcake uranium to the United States Army or whoever. But not long after the uranium was, logged with the Prince Albert Mining Company, the data was sifted into a special holding file by Pentex, reviewed, and a special memo sent out. The next morning, Pentex Acquisitions began a major bid for Gren Enterprises and purchased it through Draco Holding Company Limited in a surprise takeover. The Toronto Register ran a small item on page 4 the next day, congratulating Werner Road Production Company for its altruistic donation of a new 2-lane blacktop extending into the Northwest Territories as a part of their effort to revitalize the area, designated Route 102A on the Canadian map. The very next day, a pack of black spirals ripped open the gauntlet with their claws and stepped into the office of the site manager for Gren Enterprises. And then Miss Azerna sent a team of personnel who'd come through with her to the Umbra out to the mine, each with their own tasks. Many of the old mining management personnel were fired, but placed on a special quote-unquote relief fund that silenced a protest. The site manager called his lawyer in Ontario, and asked him to start a divorce proceeding with his wife of 23 years, awarding full custody to his children of her. He, in turn, set up a trust fund for their education and welfare, quietly vanished. Mrs. Zerna, the orchestrator of this whole acquisition of this yellowcake uranium mine, spent most of the morning drawing pretty designs on him. And, just began to, slowly kill him through the radiation that she'd absorbed through being, within contact of this mine here, which you'll see on the page in front of us. So, basically, this mine is not just a yellowcake uranium mine, but it is also a holding site for this meteor that we mentioned earlier in the video called the Narlthus. So the Narlthus is actually the meteor that we mentioned earlier. It's the site of an ancient evil artifact and occasionally fetish that could be used for the servants of the worm. And that is why Miss Azerna was very, very quick to take upon this mine, is to get access to the Narlthus, as well as the huge wealth of radioactive yellowcake uranium that would serve as a camp for the black spirals. The miners themselves that work in this facility are awful mori, given they work in 6 days on, or 7 day on, 7 day off, 11-hour shifts, have been exposed
I hate that shift. I worked that when I was working at Walgreens.
Oh, 7 on, 7 off, 11 hour?
Oh, no, it was 10 hours, but it was 8 days on, 6 days off.
Fuck
And
that.
You had to play. There was just a week where I just couldn't do shit, or it was just work. A 6-day weekend, yeah, that was fun and all, but not when I'm working 8 days on. I don't really have time to pledge my time around anything besides just working.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
But no, it's like,
That sounds terrible.
it is awful. But so they were, but because of the permafrost and the special equipment and the frostbite and the exposure problems and the radiation and the uranium and the worm taint, everybody around the Black Wolf mine, from Gren Enterprises uranium mine site, is just bane to shit. Pretty much every human in the area is worm-possessed and become Fomori, but trying to rid them of this Fomori because of how deep into their veins they've sunk will risk anybody who undergoes a rite of cleansing in risk of death, if not just outright disintegration from how deep the worm has seeped into their veins. The reason I like this section in particular is this, I think, is the real climax of it. This is, we have found the artifact. We have found the source of the corruption, but everybody is against us. We are deep in the heart of enemy territory, but that is where the most compelling of a war story will come. You know, Colditz, Where Eagles Dare, The Great Escape. This is that part of your journey in the Rite of Passage, and that's why I love this section so much. This is deep in enemy territory. This is the airborne rangers right here of the Garrow, gone in to prove themselves.
You also notice that there's some intentional banality designed into this, where if you see that changing to dreaming, they're fighting the same threat as the Garrow Nation, anyone going this would say a changeling party. You notice how similar this place is built to the compound in the Amazon rainforest?
Very much
Where
so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Pentex always builds their places the same way. This is an easier version of that Pentex compound in the Amazon, where, what was it, like 40 Black Spiral Dancers were waiting for you there?
40, but you got a lot more bullets at your disposal on the Amazon.
And this is a set for a war story, and it says, yeah, you could stealth around it, you can wait it out, you can use this, you can use that, you can use other connections from Toronto or the fishing village. It's not fishing village, farming village. Or you can just storm the front gate like the get ephemeris that you are and take it over in a single day. Yeah, buddy,
Hey,
come
kid,
on.
you want to be a hero of Gaia?
Yeah, show that you knew how to work the metagame at character creation. Come on, show off that big dick energy. You can pull this off. You don't need to wait until day 14 to invade. And what's going on with what's going on here? Asa Era is still trying to mind this out. She doesn't notice the party until day 10, where she's saying, "Oh yeah, that whole assassination plot I created so I could throw the Wendigo off my trail and not worry about this pack that's on having a Rite of Passage invading my mine. I just remember I was doing that. Time for me to get on that plan." So on day 10, she starts like hunting for you, but if you manage to get here before day 10, you can just go in and she will just completely forget that you existed. This whole plan, and she wasn't going to launch an attack on you day 1, because if I attack this group of kids, the Wendigo are going to know where I am and drop the storm right on top of me. So this is why this comes across as just a little bit convoluted to me, but I guess we need something to happen for there to be a chronicle.
So she said she got the Wendigo pups killed.
Yeah, that's what she was doing, and it was to do a distraction that would get all the steps closed off, so nobody would send reinforcements to stop her from unlocking this Neuralthus egg.
Yeah. Okay.
When I think ultimately what she did in trying to cover her tracks doing that was alert the entire Garrow Nation to her location instead. Maybe you should have done this on day 13 instead of 2 weeks early. It feels like she jumped the gun in this, and this is what leads to her downfall. Oh no. Ryan, what do you think of the story so far? What's on your mind? Is this news?
Currently, nothing.
Nothing. You're not impressed?
No, it's not that I'm not impressed. It's I spaced out for a little bit.
There it is. They get the Lupus mindset. Don't worry about it. Now,
Robin out all week. I don't blame him.
Now, here's where you get into the side quest aspects. As well, actually, there is a question. Kind of what happens if you get captured in this mine? A Black Spiral Dancer ties you up, drags you into a shed, and leaves you in there with 2 Fomori himself and a Bane guarding you. Let's hope you called for backup at one of these 2 places to get you bailed out.
Well, I mean, there is also, like, if you fail the stealth check, like, just a first team shows up and just surrounds you with guns and like, yo, you're going to prison or we're going to kill you. And like, if you try to resist, they're gonna put a bullet in one of you, a silvered bullet, which you can't soak. And then the rest of your party has to decide, like, okay, how the fuck do we do this? You either to fight your way out of there and risk just being gunned the fuck down, or you're like, okay, we'll go with you for the time being, and we'll have to find a way out. I don't remember what episode of Counter-Strike Condition Zero it was. I think it was just like, shot down or something like that. But you're either doing the Great Escape or you're just bull rushing out of there. Like fucking Black Hawk Down. It's one or the other.
Storm the gate. Do it. Storm the gate.
Storm the gate with like fucking 10 well-armed guards with silver bullets. See how that goes. Good luck.
Dodge the bullet. Dodge it. You got the stats for it. The village. Now, all three of you, come with ideas as like what you could do with your characters with this segment here. So the village. This is a fishing farming. I want to keep saying fishing because I'm thinking about Bloodborne. Croner's Pass. It is 150 miles away from Toronto. It is a farming village, a hunting village. Very small population. A decent amount of them are Native American. Native Canadian. Settled in 1823. Basically, everyone who's lived in this place, they're generations old. Nobody moves to this place or anything. Or unless you've screwed over any sort of chance you had anywhere else, this is why you would want to come here. And Pentex, under the guise of Omicron Oil, is moving in. They just got rid of their service station or gas station and drove it out of business, replacing it with a new Pentex gas station. It was shitty gasoline and terrible snacks that will just do nothing to benefit your body. Though there is a lot of money to be made in a convenience store business. I'm beginning to find it out with this job I'm working. Kind of the amount of people I meet where it's not just one person that owns a store, but they own 8 properties all within the same county.
Well, yeah, that's called generation. They're following the American dream, and somehow we forgot about that shit.
Oh, no, there's one guy I know about that started his business with hotels, employed his entire family, had them live in the hotels, and then used that hotel money to just start buying properties. He just bought another one in November.
See, you're slowly making the transition back from Bonar to Glasswalker.
See, there's money to be made here. That's what it is.
Yeah, there is.
Generational wealth, bro.
Why don't you just join the money tribe?
See, what's funny is you're trying to get back into Glasswalker. I'm trying to get back into being a Fianna.
I'm doing the Bonar hustle. I'm trying to get paid.
Get paid.
I just came back from a casino and I made profit off of it.
What did you play at the casino?
B lent me $100. I left with $251.
What were you playing?
Roulette.
Really?
Yeah.
I had the most success usually when I play Texas Hold'em.
I was grinding that table. It took me an hour and 30 minutes to get that money back.
I haven't gambled. I haven't gone out gambling.
I'm already 30 grand deep, but I'm gonna quit now. The casino wins.
Kyle,
I couldn't. I don't have the heart for it.
You'd rather not. We need to do
don't trust myself with money.
We need to do for an episode the Galliard Group Poker Night. The buy-in is $25,000.
What do you mean? We've got the activity.
Much. You kidding me? Get the fuck up out of here.
We got the Texas Hold'em Poker Night activity in the Discord server. Boom.
Well, Kyle, why are you this worried about it? You're going to win, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm terrible at cards. You kidding me?
It's got to be high stakes or it's not interesting. Come
no.
on, we're going to play with quarters.
No, I'm just bad at cards.
Yeah.
Next time you get up here, I'm gonna drag you out to fucking I'm gonna drag you out to Rocky Gap in the fucking Corvette, and we're gonna go gambling.
Let's instead track down where Ryan is. Let's both go there together.
It's a bit of a drive, but you know,
you can try.
We can figure it out. We're going to trace down where you are. We'll get the docks, and then we'll visit you.
Are there any casinos where you live, Ryan?
There's one in Mass.
That's fair. One of my best buddies lives in Mass, but I don't think he gambles.
We'll find you there, and then we'll drag you to Mass and do the casino.
I know my roommate's got a buddy that owns a cigar shop over there, so
we have 3 characters you can talk to here that are named. Silas Digby, the guy that owned the gas station, who is depressed. He wants to die. He's an alcoholic, and he's just waiting to die of poverty. and you can talk to him. Sheriff Joe Danson, who's grateful that there is money coming into this village now, thanks to that service station, but doesn't think the Pentex people value them as people or respect their way of life. He's been in this job for 20 years. He's not used to violent crime. He spends most of his time fishing. This is rural Canada. Nothing dangerous happens here. And then there's Luke Brown, who owns the one diner here, Luke's Place. And I read that and I said, Luke's, that's one diner in this entire village. Am I in Anson County? Is this where I am right now? Is this where I drive for work once in a blue moon? Where if I crash my company car there, nobody's going to find me? Nobody, not the ambulance won't be able to track me down if it shows up at all. This
Yes.
dang.
is how remote this is. And well, you go over there and he's got this weird thing going on with his menu. He has steaks for sale. There are two different prices. You can either get a cooked steak, or you can just get the steak raw, where he just gets out of the fridge, warms up a little bit, and just gives you a plate of raw meat that you can just eat. Huh. I wonder what's up with that.
Base.
It wouldn't happen to be that there's a pack of Wendigo that are just waiting around the diner who just order raw steaks out and just eat that because they have lupus stomachs, and then will beat the shit out of you. They find out that you're a werewolf.
I was figured he was kin to them.
Yeah, it could be. He's either a werewolf or he's kin, but there's a pack of Wendigo that hang around this diner all day, every day. That if they find out that you're Geru, will get mad at you as the Wendigo do when they find out that someone isn't one of them. And they say, "What are you doing here, white boy?" And then they kick the shit out of you. And a massive bar fight ensues.
Or
He's been there for 20 years, yeah?
Yeah.
or you do the Fianna thing and you go, fellas, we could discuss this over a case of beer that I brewed from my house.
And then you take the beer and you punch it and it all sprays out like Shrek and you get in a bar fight.
Well, no, I just offer them all a beer. Me.
Can we play Bad Reputation at volume 10?
Yes, the fucking beautiful John Jett version. Hell yeah. Wait, was that the Joan Jett or the Avril Lavigne version? I can't remember.
Joan Jett. Yeah. And
Avril Lavigne had a version too.
So, what would you do with these three NPCs if you were running this game, Kyle? Just take
In
them,
all
take a moment to
honesty, like
brainstorm.
I like the idea of the. Well, I mean, with the Shadow Lord, it's fairly obvious. Like, yeah, he's your Mr. X, and you could either be Mr. X or Lanius, depending on how quick your party is about it.
Yeah.
With the Bonar, that's like the convenience store owner. He would be good for like usable intel if you wanted to play the long game with the mine itself. And just be like, okay, what do you know? What can we get out of this? What would you who would you recommend talking to or staying away from? Because like as the module itself said, it's like when you're in the town, when you're in the mining town itself, because the whole town is baned, every discussion should feel like a hostage negotiation. And having that sort of information should be crucial to your success. Or further still, it might also be a good side quest for you to just convince the Bonar to like, hey, you don't have to do this. Like, there are other places where you can be useful and not be as miserable. Once we get this figured out, come with us. We'll get you a better place to be. And that might be like and that's something like, I remember I was talking to my friend about this, my friend George, who's publishing his first novel soon, and I'll tell you about that when it's out. But I was saying it's like a little bit of hope in a grimdark setting goes such a long way in order to give the players more incentive, because who knows if that spark of hope might be the difference between life or death. That, especially with that Bonar character, it's just like you're like, hey, if you help us get through this, we'll help you, and that'll make both of our lives better. We'll get you in a better spot where you're not as exposed to as much corruption. You'll actually be respected. Everybody will know that it was your input that made our rite of passage possible, and who knows, that might set you up for more successes for you in the future. You'll just be better at part of it. And that'll set you up for another section or another session where like another group of characters runs into that NPC and go, hey, the other party who had talked to me had this to do for me. What can you offer me? And then he has the power in that situation. That's how you build that good narrative of that character. What was the third character that we were talking about? I forget. Sorry, I got wrapped up in those two.
That was Luke of Luke's Diner.
Okay, no, I don't get...
Yeah, Luke Brown.
I forgot all the fucking shit I had for him, so...
See, the guy that's serving you a raw steak.
Oh, wait, was I talking about him before?
No.
Who was I talking about before?
See, you've lost your mind, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
All right. Well, let me get you cleared up. Ryan, what would you do with these characters?
Uh,
You got an idea. I know it. I
don't know.
No.
I had something and I lost my train of thought as soon as you called me. I was like, oh,
this is the one episode I do sober, and everybody's been drinking except for me.
That is not my fault, I will say.
Hey, I'm always sober. I don't drink.
After the last time I got drunk on game day, I was like, you know what? I probably won't drink. No,
you woke up in a compromising position with a bunch of risque pictures on your phone.
No.
The only reason I am the way I am is because like my roommate doesn't have to work tomorrow, and he just got back from doing a bunch of like scout stuff. So I'm like, he was in a mood to drink, and now I'm drunk.
Yes.
And I started a new medication, and it's fucking with my mind.
And you've been telling me all day about this new medication, right? Right. Ryan's got this look where the lights are on, but nobody's home. And he's been telling me about this new medication all day.
Where is my mind?
It's just, it makes me super tired, and then I not black out, but I space out sometimes.
You see that explains the Freudian slip you had with the chin of guy earlier in this episode.
Yeah.
You take pills and you get to see a unicorn after taking them.
Hey, if you're a mage, yeah.
Shanny, what would you do with these NPCs?
You said one of them was an affiliate of Pentex?
Well, there's he's been bought out by Pentex, Silos.
I would have a pack of Wendigo discover this, that hey, this guy has been bought by Pentex, and thinking maybe this job may be a bit big for just us. Maybe we're gonna have to reach out for some help from other tribes, even though it would pain them to do it.
Have a red talent in your party who talks to the fire spirit and learns the methane bomb gift.
Okay, maybe we're gonna have to be a little more tactful. Maybe we're gonna have to work with
blow up the gas station.
Hey, there are people in this town.
Yeah, you're red talent.
No, I'm talking about from this perspective of the Wendigo. have the red talents have the red talents as a last resort, but maybe because of the presence of Pentex, maybe bring in another tribe, another Hobbit tribe.
Yeah.
Seeing as how you said this is in Canada, maybe we could get a camp of the Get Fenris. Maybe what was it called? Ymir Sweat.
Yeah, Ymir Sweat. Yeah.
Here we go. This is going to be on my mind the entire time if I ever play Red Talon. You're 20 seconds away from me blowing you up with this methane gift.
Yeah.
Oh, look, methane gift versus, radiation. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Blow up the uranium mine. Do it.
And as far as the diner owner goes, keep him around because he makes good food, both good, well done steaks and non-steaks. Raw steaks, I mean. Maybe one of the female Wendigo may have a thing for him. I don't know. That's all I got.
And what's some other crazy stuff that's waiting for you in here? Well, the entire place is Bane ridden. There's a Bane in that gas station, of course, who's just dampening and bumming the vibe of everybody that lives here. Everybody's mad. Everybody's cranky. It's so hard to talk to anybody in this town. You have some side quests where you're here. The Bane-ridden 8-year-old boy who's bleeding mucus and blood in his sleep. His mother, Diana, is convinced that he's possessed by a demon, which he kind of is.
Yeah.
And if you have a theurge that knows derived cleansing, you can save the kid.
I like that.
Yeah, you don't get anything for it, but I guess it's a little karma boost for you.
That's a shopping cart. That's the shopping cart dilemma. You get nothing from doing this, but you are a better person for doing this.
Yeah.
There's also ways to leave Curse Pass where you can, if you're doing your stealth option with pentex, you can sneak inside the gas truck that heading off to the mine. You can steal some cars. You can talk to Silas, and he will just willingly give you the car key to his 1957 Chevy if you promise to bring it back. I don't think Silas is getting his car back.
No. It's just like Ham in Rage Across New York with his fucking Maserati.
If I were looking at this, I was expecting Silas is about to do hey guys, I guess that's it after you take the car, where he's not going to drive it, he might as well give it to somebody else before he dies. But if you don't do what Kyle wants to do and convince the guy that there's still a purpose out there beyond this low country town.
This just me. It's like I want to try at least. Like that's what makes a grimdark setting worth it, is giving a little spark of hope in it.
You don't want to go Ryan McNuts.
Like quite literally, I was watching Smiling Friends earlier today, and I watched the Nihilist episode. And I just keep getting reminded of that post where Mr. Boss is pointing a gun at Grim as he's pissing himself. And it just reminded me of that statement. The best argument against a moral nihilist is to threaten to kill them.
And that's it. You quickly find out just how that argument is a non-argument. And
your life matters more than you give it credit for. Because when you threaten to take it from somebody, they realize how precious it is.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to do when you're dead? Nothing. You might as well live while you still have it.
Yep, I really love that philosophy. I really do.
You're beginning to see things my absurd way, right?
I've been seeing that way for a while. Matter of fact, Sean has been like, so what is absurdism? And I don't quite know, but I got a good goddamn idea. It doesn't have a point, but there is a point because there isn't one, which means I can do whatever I want.
We got more random encounters. There's the lover suicide, where you find two lovers who broke the litany and had a child together, dead on the same weapon. Out in the middle of Quirker's Pass, off in the woods.
I will say, though, I haven't played Metro Exodus yet, but...
Yeah?
Great game.
I did see Racevic play through it, and I honestly think not enough storytellers do that, where your exploration of the setting doesn't reward you with XP or weapons or treasure, but it rewards you with more of a story to unpack. And that right there, it's hard to rope people in with that, but when it works, it works.
Like, you see this off in the middle of the woods, you don't get an explanation as to why it's there, and then you have to dig and find out why that's there.
Basically, yes.
Or like Mother 3, where something just happens, and you don't get anything for it besides the memory of it happening. And what else is in here? Roy can also come across a Pentex Corporation. They'll sometimes just pass through town. Kill them. Just do it. Do it. Don't worry about it.
Just do it.
Just kill them. Just do it.
Yep.
The Night Wolves, where there's a group of fake werewolves running around here. They're actually gangrel, who are drinking the blood of the people of Croker's Pass. Kill them too. Or you could just, I don't know, make friends with these guys. I don't know. I want to get the Vampire Vitae in my mouth. Come on. Let me be the young blood werewolf where I kill the vampire and then drink a sip of his blood for power. Just let me do it.
All right, someone else get on that.
Yes.
No, Ends the Road's just gonna I'm really
I'm-
glad
I'm-
I haven't
I'm-
introduced more vampires. Otherwise, I would have given
I'm
you a
tr- I'm
fucking.
trying to make the Vampire Vitae Zen pouch. Is what
I
I'm
no.
doing.
If you do that, I'm gonna give you a 1-point addiction flaw. I hope you know that.
Well, it's tasty. That's why.
You can say it's tasty all you want, but at the same
It's
time, it is a
tasty.
mind-altering inhibitor. Therefore,
Yeah.
if you take enough of it, it becomes a 1-point addiction flaw.
Yeah, it's delicious. Go ahead.
Dumbass.
I'm addicted to vampire heroin. I can't stop it.
You should not do that. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't do that.
See, there's also a plot thread where it gives you carte blanche for you, the storyteller, to make this pack whatever you want. There's a group of a rival Geru pack that live around this area that will, in the middle of the night, kidnap one of your pack members and drag you off to parts unknown, and then the rest of the pack has to run over and save you. Now, Kyle, what pack would you have that be for that?
When they kidnap somebody,
Yeah, like a Geru pack that all belongs to a tribe comes over and kidnaps one of your characters.
If it's the Get Federist, they're just fucked.
well,
There
no.
it is.
See, what I would do is if the pack had a Fianna in it, I'd have the Wendigo kidnap them.
The Wendigo, and they're going to commit a hate crime.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
We
Oh
did
my
say during the
God.
Wendigo episode that they hate the fuck out of Fianna.
See,
Yeah,
we
they
found
do.
out. We looked
For
online.
whatever
we found
reason,
out
they
where
hate them
lynching
more
is.
than the Get a Fenris. And the Silverfangs. And the Shadow Lords. How the
Is
fuck
that
do you hate? We just wanted a place to brew our beer and be happy, but no, the fucking Shadow Lords just unleashed the fucking Eater of Souls and destroyed your brethren, but somehow you hate the Fianna more. You people are
look
fucking idiots.
They look at the Fianna and
Like,
say, "You
all the
skinny little
year-
white boy. You skinny little white boys complain about your land being taken when you took our land. You don't have shit."
Yeah,
You
you're
can't
right.
say
We
that.
don't because we have nowhere
Shit.
else to go.
All you
If you
wor-
help us take back Ireland, we'd be forever grateful and we'd be the best of friends. But no, you sit around and fucking none of it, doing fuck all with your thumbs up your asses, thinking about how
Building the
fucking
Millennium
perfect your fortress is
Kingdom.
going to be. Well, you're doing fucking nothing to help us.
And we're going to be in this ice fortress where you're dying out there like the idiots you are, and we'll have the last laugh.
It's not our fault. Our best friends decided to go get possessed by the worm and then fucked
Well,
over
you
by
can
the
die
Shadow
with your
Lords and
friends.
then
I don't
fucked
care
over
about
by the
you.
Silver Lords and then fucked over by the Ventru and then
Let's be
fucked over by the
honest.
Get a Fevers. It is not our fault that
But-
5 factions tried to fuck us over at the same fucking time while you did fucking nothing for how goddamn long in the Pride Lands. And then when we showed up and we're like, hey, guess what? Our land got taken by the worm, and we warned you a century ahead of time that was going to happen. You know what you did? You stayed in Canada and did fucking nothing.
Oh gosh.
I'm getting my Irish up for this episode. I hope you know that. Hey,
Shanny,
guess what? You did fucking nothing. You have no reason to hate us more than all the other people that took our land first. You have them to blame. Here, we should have teamed up back when we showed up.
Shanny,
All you worm bringers ain't shit.
Yeah, there we
All
go.
right, yes.
What would you have this pack be that tries to kidnap somebody?
Oh gosh. I don't want to say the Get because I low-key want them to be at least very close allies, if not friends. But oh gosh, maybe the Shadow Lords.
The Shadow Lords to
There you
sacrifice you to
go.
Grandfather Thunder?
I don't know. I guess like they kidnap one of their pack members just to get them to talk just to get them to talk because they would they would have killed them anyway, but it was a chance they were willing to take.
For me, I'd use the Black Furies for this segment.
It's the Stargazers.
It's the Stargazers.
Why the
That'd be,
Stargazers?
no. I want to hear this. Ryan, explain.
Put them in that chamber, the Rite of Passage chamber, and make the pack go through a series of fucking tests just to get it back.
Yeah.
Hold up. What happens when they get out?
But Bulge, you've been duped into joining the Stargazers. The fate worse than death.
Well, no,
Johnny,
it's-
why did you pick the Black Furies?
No,
After your
Ryan,
banana organ, that's why.
Ryan, keep expanding on this.
Yeah.
So,
Banana Organ.
Ryan,
Yeah.
no, I'm serious, Ryan. So, they get
Someone wants
out
a baby,
of
I guess.
they get out of the Rite of Passage as the Stargazers when they've been roped into the Stargazers for their Rite of Passage. but they still have all of the other shit to deal with in this region, with the radiation, with the meteor that houses the gift. What happens now? What changes in their stat block for that?
Huh.
Well,
That's something to consider right there.
Yeah.
Ryan, we could go with them being Anon Gammon, the camp of Stargazers that are trying to escape into the deep umbra and survive the apocalypse there. And
Yeah.
they see a poor unfortunate soul they want to save and try to send you into deep and dark umbra with them. So that could be a way you get these guys in the game.
Yeah.
The ghosts. There's also a group of ghosts. There's a possible haunt out in the middle of the woods. Do you have a silent story in your party? Cool, you get to interact with ghosts now. Aha. And alternately, there's also the Umbral Guide, where your storyteller can just throw you a spirit that will start guiding you through the rest of the adventure if your players are stuck, don't know where to go.
I mean, so it's good. It's a good introduction story.
And then there's two fun ones. One of your characters can be given a job offer by pentex after a pentex operative doesn't recognize them as a werewolf and decides they like them. Would you take that money? Kyle, you don't understand. It's a $250 sign-on bonus.
So wait, what is this guy offering?
A job at pentex at the mine. He's offering you a foreman position because he found what you said so impressive.
Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to offer... Actually, is there any Garrow gifts that can be taught by a reptile spirit to regrow a limb?
The reptoids? Do you have any backstory connection to the Macaulay?
If you have like 2 pips in, say... either ancestors or spirit favor or
something along those lines.
Something in that category, and you had a gift that could regrow limbs. You're like, hey guys, I got a brilliant idea. It's a dangerous idea, but if you guys are in the corner to bail us out, this might just work. I need to sacrifice a limb to bring to them and say, hey, I killed this other Garrow. Here's the limb to prove it. I'll work for you, quote unquote, and then start feeding information to the Garrow, and then get them to get the information back to the elders, raise a significant force, and then just start sabotaging small stuff inside while they come back for it. That in of itself could be a whole thing in of itself. But that's difficult. That's difficult to do as a storyteller. That'd be a good story, but it's hard to do as a storyteller.
Good premise. Or after you're done with your Toronto business, you can go off from there. For me, with the bone arm mindset, I'll just take the money and just not show up for work.
That is a good idea too. It's like,
yes.
Hey, I got like $250,000 transferred into my bank account. Let's get a pizza, and then you do the right of the pizza.
You go to a Circle K and you spend it all on wrap snacks.
We did not find the wrap snacks. So
I went to every convenience store except the ones that had the wrap snacks in them.
Which one had the wrap snacks?
It was the mistake to go 7-Eleven. I found out it's a lot of independent stores that have it.
That makes sense, but no, it's like 7-Eleven's a chain. You're not going to find them there.
No.
There's a convenience store right around the corner of my house. I think they still sell wrap snacks.
The wrap snacks.
John was raving to me about wrap snacks because he is a
best
bonar.
Potato chip. Yeah. The hood snacks are the tastiest snacks out there. I'm dead serious.
Well, I have no doubt that they are, but like my coworkers turn me on to popcorners myself.
The Chester's hot fries, the pickle eggs, all this great stuff. Now for the parts that's going to make somebody feel some type of way in the listening to us, the lover, where a werewolf, the story wants it to be a woman, finds your hero and all of a sudden gains this like yandere stalker obsession with them and forces herself into the pack. And you just get a free party member from that. And you have a character that is obsessively in love with one of the party members. You don't have to reciprocate the feeling, but she's convinced that you're the one and will die for you.
And then
Where,
she does, and then you have to decide whether or not you actually feel anything.
but then a day later, her dad shows up and says, "What the fuck are you doing with my daughter?" and then beats the shit out of you.
Honestly, Werf.
Yes.
Wait, is her dad also a Garu?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. Your daughter's a hoe.
Well, can we have this trope in fiction, but it's a guy instead?
Oh, what? We're the guys a hoe trying to get some mad puss, so you just
we're-
have like a fucking simp as an NPC party member.
Where you have like a Pepe Le Pew werewolf and he actually comes across as charming.
Pepe Le Pew is a rapist. Let's be real.
Yeah. He was a therapist.
No.
Oh, God.
Pepe Le Pew was a sex offender.
He was.
And
He
he
said,
was a
"No,
gaslighter. He
he-
threatened to kill himself because a girl wouldn't bet him. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
That's what I'm saying. Like we get like a more charming version of him for the trope.
Or a Barney Stinson, or Stinson? Yeah, Barney Stinson.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like an example of like a male yandere. I'm just drawing a blank right now.
That's because that trope doesn't exist because guys came up with that trope. Therefore, that trope doesn't exist in men.
Men are more jealous in a relationship than the woman.
There,
So-
no.
Male
In
yanderes are much more terrifying.
Yeah.
yeah, because they're called serial killers.
Yeah,
Oh.
girl yanderes are sexy somehow.
Oh, I thought of an example. I just thought of one. Narciso Anasui. Yeah, I just remembered. Kyle, you're still butting into JoJo. You don't know too much about it. No,
I'm not
I
going to
think you've
watch any JoJo. I hope you realize
I
don't-
don't read or watch JoJo's, so
Okay,
I
so
have no idea who that is.
this character.
You're the only one, Johnny. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, Funny Valentine?
No, this isn't Valentine. This is Narciso.
No, so this is Funny Valentine. You can tell because they have pink hair and wear fishnets.
Yeah, but this is a man that was born a woman. He got a sex change in prison after killing his wife and his wife's boyfriend.
Yeah, Funny
And now
Valentine.
is
Yes.
And he's now obsessed with Jolene Cujo and wants to marry her.
Yeah, so you can tell by the
Yeah.
pink hair and the fishnets that that's Funny Valentine.
So can we get more characters like this, please?
And he fights Gyro Sapelli, which is named after a delicious Greek dish, even though the character is Italian.
And he finds the corpse parts of Jesus Christ and gains a wish from it.
Yeah, and he plays rugby with Joe Star in England.
Yeah.
And
All
he
the
shoots a
parts of
soda
Splendid
bottle
Blood.
at somebody like Johnny Joe Star in Brooklyn in 1920. But
He's
then
steely-
also, talks with his grandfather, Joe Joestar, in Jotaro's Joe Adventure.
Yeah.
Fuck that show, man. I'm not going to watch it.
You hate everything that's mainstream.
It's not mainstream. It's fucking retarded.
You're a hipster is what you are.
I may collect vinyl. That doesn't make me a
Hey,
hipster.
whoa. I was the first hipster.
Were
I
you,
did it before
Ryan?
it was cool. No.
It's okay. Johnny's just going to have to live with the fact I'm not going to watch JoJo.
And that's all of your stuff in the farming village. Let's go on to Toronto, which is controlled by the Sabbat. Yay. Now, if you want to go into Toronto, there's some stuff waiting for you besides the Sabbat that's waiting to kill you. There's a zoo in here called the Metro. It's got a lunatic Garu inside of it, a werewolf who went through the first change but didn't learn how to change between forms and has gone a little crazy, and you can communicate with her. And you can, if you want to go in and you want to help a wild wolf escape the zoo and run off into the Garu Nation, you can do that. You can just do
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Honestly,
let's
sounds
do
like
it.
fun.
Go steal your
He
wolf.
does.
There's also a hit squad after you the entire time that you're in Toronto. Where we get to meet a Tremere anti-tribu that owns her own chantry, and she knows about the egg, and she's in direct contact with the Black Spiral Dancers. Her name is Janine, and these are her stats. Strength 2, Dex 2, Stamina 3, Perception 4, Intelligence 4, Wits 3, Charisma 4, Manipulation 4, Appearance 4, Subterfuge 3, Leadership 3, Occult 4, Stealth 2, Dodge 2. 3 points in weather control, 3 points in thaumaturgy flames, 1 point in thaumaturgy mind, 2 in aspects, 2 in dominate.
So I need to build stronger characters, is what you're saying. Gotcha.
Well, she's not exactly fighting fair. The way that you fight her is that she starts using weather control and mind to create illusions that you're going down a road that never ends, and then she jumps you while you're tripping, is what happens. And what you gotta do is you want to do what I'm doing in Rage Cross Russia, where you set up ambushes if you want a hard fight. And while you're in a fight with her, she comes equipped with 3 other vampires, a 9th generation Gangrel, a 10th generation Nosferatu, and a 12th generation Malkavian. A Malkavian dude.
Normalize Gangrel being Garrow allies. I'm going to keep it a buck.
No, this is a Gangrel anti-tribute. That's what you're up against.
Oh, well, yeah, it is a bot, you did say, so.
And if you survive that and you kill her, then you can also attack the branch office that will constantly send men in black after you. Not the New World Order kind, but the Pentex kind. To constantly harass and hound you and take pot shots at you from across the street.
We can help you, Morden.
And they will keep forming and spawning until you invade their base, where you can encounter the Corridor Bane, with the power to extend hallways to make them impassable.
So like the nightmare scene in the first Max Payne game.
Yes. And then you're stuck with that. And what I really like in this book, by the way, I think it's page 47 in the book itself, where you see you see that timeline they have set up.
Hang on, which one?
Where it's
I don't have that
it's a full calendar in here. It's 14 days, where it shows you your time limit and what exactly is going on in game with the other characters while your stuff is going on.
That is actually kind of neat, actually.
Yeah. I got the slurs have begun. I can hear it now.
What?
We're losing it. We gotta wrap up this episode.
What are you talking about? I said it's neat.
And now for what the end condition is supposed to be. You can just wait out all 14 days and just avoid ice stagger and avoid dying. And the game says you can do that, but that's kind of lame. We don't want you to play like that. You can, but you shouldn't. Or you can just see about trying to go home, saying, "I don't know, fuck this is above my pay grade. I'm not even rank 1," and you try to illegally cross the border from Canada to America, where Azera has paid the customs officers to look for you after finding out what you look like, and they will stop you at the border and try to detain you if you try crossing the border illegally. So you gotta sneak across the border.
Honestly, sounds like.
And that's your werewolf game.
Be an illegal immigrant, sure, why not?
Yeah, illegal immigration, the werewolf game. Or you can do what the game expects you to do and just invade the den, where the game, I'm not going to read off everything in here, but there's stuff that the game does expect, where it wants you to do this fight outside the mine. You can go to the mine, you can to occupy it, but then you have to hold that line for 14 days while Pentex is still sending stuff your way. So do you think you can do that? Hold a line for that long?
I can figure it out.
Or you can wait for day 14, camp out in Toronto, and encounter the Lake Lord, your final boss, where it is this giant sea monster, strength 8, dexterity 3, stamina 7, perception 2, intelligence 1, wits 1, brawl 2, athletics 1, dodge 1, and what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 levels of health.
What's the armor rating?
No armor.
Oh, I could take it.
But it swims and it tries to drown you.
I could take it.
Yeah. So you can fight that. It's a Loch Ness monster that you fight as your final boss.
That sounds easier than the Pentex and the Black Spirals, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah, if you just want to wait and attack the egg in transit, and then transport the egg yourself back into Giru territory, where you then sit on that egg and then the antenna can bane tend it. That's 2 different ways you can wrap up this game. No matter how you run it, the game wants you to have Azera survive, so she can be an enemy in a later chronicle down the road.
Rage Across New York, obviously.
Yeah, where she's off to a sign, she's stewing about what you've done, waiting to get her revenge on you in New York, exactly. And as for everyone else, you can impress the Wendigos and have them apologize for kicking you out. The game also wants Ice Dagger to survive, but namely because I'll create a more interesting story of the shame of losing causes Ice Dagger to lose his mind, and he starts hunting your pack members one by one as a serial killer instead. Where the man's fallen to the worm, there's no helping him now. And as for pentex, they'll continue to be pentex. The Sabbat will continue to be Sabbat, unless you went in and just caused enough havoc within that Tremere Chantry for the Camarilla to come in. So the Camarilla will say, oh, well, thank you, Garo Nation. We will take the city for ourselves now.
It does seem to do that, doesn't it?
And the Sept of the Green and the Council of Peace and the Accolon and the Bill the Bear will go off, and everybody will live happily ever after the end.
Things do tend to get fucked like that, yes.
Yeah. And that's your book, basically. And there's a bunch of auxiliary stuff in the back about how to run the game if you want more details. But say go get Rite of Passage yourself if you want that information. I do endorse getting this book. This actually is a pretty good book.
It is a good book. Just take the ideas and do whatever you want yourself.
Yeah, like what you
I
should
have
be
it.
doing with D&D modules. Don't run the module as it's written. Use that as a base for you to start expanding your own ideas.
And the code itself, it not be rules, it more like guidelines.
And that's our story.
Yeah, it's
Hooray.
cool. Do it.
Fun.
All right.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah. So Shanny, would you run this game?
I'd like to.
You like to? This looks like a good starting point, right?
Yeah.
Where
It
where you can do a slow burn Werewolf the Apocalypse game. This is the example why, where it's just you and your pack just stewing and waiting out in the woods in a stakeout for 14 days before you make your attack.
Or, hear me out,
What?
they realize it's like, okay, we're getting tired of waiting. Let's try to send a couple of waves at them to soften them up a little bit, because the worm is fond of human wave tactics, and that sort of wears down the pack a little bit and creates a sort of, as you said, Werewolf the Apocalypse should be a war story. I'm quite fond of those. I have quite a few war films sitting there on my shelf. Wear them
That
down
sounds
slowly
cool.
but surely. But one of the war movies that I didn't give a whole lot of credit was The Outpost. And I do actually really like that one. It's about this platoon of American soldiers in Afghanistan. Make it like that, where slowly but surely you're going on patrols, you're bullshitting with your squad mates, you try to catch a couple of squatters or a couple of spotters, you try to talk to some people, negotiate, but you realize the longer you stay there, the more isolated, the more precarious your position becomes. And then finally, on the final day, there's just an all-out attack where you are just caught with your fucking pants down. And you have to pull out all the stops to make it work.
And where it's a job that should have gone right goes horribly wrong kind of plot.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
It's like,
Uh,
no, this is a rite of passage, but this is an easier rite of passage. We need some people that can be in the fight. You guys have shown some promise, so let's send you on this nice, easy one. We'll get you into the Garo Nation, and then the longer you stay there, the more you realize it's like, wow, our CO is dead. Wow, these guys who were sent to negotiate were actually trying to kill us. Wow, our positioning in this base where our temporary Karen is actually not all that great. Wow, there's a lot of spotters around that we've killed recently. There's just a lot of people moving in here. What is that over there that we set a patrol out that didn't come back? And the reality of the situation gets more and more dense and packed into the minds of the players. And then on the 14th day, they just come and keep coming in waves. And the anxiety mounts, the pressure mounts, the health drops, the gnosis gets low, the willpower gets low, the rage gets low. And you are just on the ropes throwing whatever else you got at them. You might lose a couple of party members, but if one of them lives, that Garo is the rite of passage.
Mm-hmm. Or a whole there can only be one kind of ending.
It doesn't have to be like that. If more of your party survives and, the package is intact and support shows up in time to bail out whoever's left, provided they get it. If like a certain passage check, like say it's like your radio has been destroyed by the by the invading troops. Go and repair it. Roll me an intelligence and computers check to repair it at difficulty 7. Roll a dodge check to or roll a soak check to ignore the gunshot wounds. That kind of thing. Build the tension. Make it a precarious situation.
Ryan, how would you run this?
Poorly.
Poorly. Well, tell us how we run it poorly.
I would struggle to find out what I was doing half the time.
Well, I'm telling you, I would rather be in a bad game than a boring game, or a mediocre game. So, I swear, you can run a game. You can do this well. I swear to you.
I would first read the book.
Yeah, which we
thoroughly.
did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I would try to
like
I don't know. I'd mainly leave it up to the players.
just
I'd give them the options, and I'd be like, "Hey, do what you do best."
yeah. You be the facilitator, and like you
Yeah.
set the stuff, and you wait to see what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Where
Give 'em-
I see your style. You're a reactionary DM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you set all this stuff in advance, and then you follow what your players are doing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I see it. All right. As I feel like if me and Kyle were in that game with you running it, where me and Kyle go out and we try to sniff out some trouble whenever we're in games.
I
There was a
couple
things you could have done.
that. Well, I mean, like it's the past 2 werewolf games I've played as Kendi and I've played as Tyler. Tyler's trying to prove himself. Kendi already knows he's good. So both of those characters are going to try to do themselves. If I was put in a densely populated area with a lot of just Hameds that are not used to seeing Garrow, I'd play something completely different. But so far, in both the werewolf games I've played, people have not been that much of a concern. I really want to play a social werewolf. I'd love to, but I just haven't had the time or opportunity to.
You also need a storyteller that's going to make the game more social, because your instinct with Road to the Apocalypse is go guns blazing.
It is, and like that's the thing. That's what I'm arriving at the conclusion that I have to do with Appalachia in order to put the screws to the party, because they're not built for it. But in doing so, that's also the perfect way to counter the party that I have.
Yeah. Where you put Inza Road in a situation where she has to talk her way out, and she's terrible at it.
That's exactly why I had that scene at the bar when you were talking to the pentex executive. He had all of the cards. You were in public society. You certainly could have. It would have made things miles harder for you, but you decided to step away, and that was good on your part. So you guys did good at that. So
And she asked you, I need you to make a clone of Tube Steak so I can kill him all over again. Can you do it?
And he doesn't know, but he'll pass it down the chain. But then at the same time, you took the first step.
Yes.
Ends took the first step on that, but there's a lot more to dig through. You ever played Psychonauts?
Yes.
You've played the first level. That's where you're at.
Yes. No,
You found the first emotional baggage. That's what you found. And you had some help from your boyfriend, but that's fine.
Yeah, it is. The possible husband, just in case I don't fuck up this entire relationship.
You played co-op Psychonauts. Granted, Ham is concerned for your mental well-being, but he's concerned. He's not I'm going to dump this bitch because she's crazy, but he already knows what he's getting into.
Speaking of which, thinking about this, bringing up Kendi again, Kyle actually realized what I end up making Kendi with these worm taints. You remember the Gorehounds, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what you've been turned into.
So just a fucking raving lunatic that craves violence.
So Kyle, you love the World Eaters in 40K, right?
Well, yeah, I am a staunch cornate. I don't. I like the. Well, no, he's brainwashed. Therefore, he knows nothing. Therefore, the party is standing right next to him.
There it is. You see
The
something
rest-
that dies.
The rest of the guards surrounding him are just like, okay, we're going to march him over to the Hanging Clouds, throw him in the gulag, and he's going to die and get possessed there. But if... Well, I'm not going to say it, but it's like, just the rest of the party is an opportunity. That's all I'm saying. And that would make the back half of this campaign much better. But,
In fact, I forgot to give you your Fomori powers, come to think of it.
You just gave me 5 worm taints, and they're
I'm
all
gonna
debilitating.
roll that. Do not open roll 20. I'm rolling roll that 3D100s right now.
Go right ahead. Do whatever you want.
Shanny, how would you run this game as a storyteller?
Oh gosh. I really like the Son of the Bear plot line. Gosh, there's so many good plot lines. First and foremost, I'd want to start. If I had to run this, I would start off with Bill the werebear, as a starting point, and just work my way from there.
He's wormed your way into your heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still have a soft spot for the girl.
Yes. Well, how would you play Bill? Like as he's written in the book? Just sweet old granddad?
Yeah. I kind of play him, like, picture him as my own father, based him off of my dad.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. Yeah, you got a good relationship with your father. It's sweet. Yeah. And then just the rest of the campaign, would you run this like as is for the most part?
Yeah.
All right. So it is because most of what's in here, it's good as it is. Yeah. And there is.
Honestly, I'd have to like write every all of this down because I've never been a storyteller before.
Yeah.
It sucks. Don't do it.
But yeah, I would start with
Really?
Bill and work my way from there.
And let's see. And Kyle, I'm like on off now. I just rolled your first Fomori power. I think you just looked out.
It'd be the first time in a minute, but
I think you're more valuable evil than good.
No. I'm gonna say that right now. No. Get me my fucking gun back, you son of a bitch.
You are seething. I can hear it in your voice.
I'm mad, goddammit. Okay. I want my fun character back.
For me, writing this game, how'd I go about this? I would try to use this as an experiment for going more for a slow burn. Kyle, you just won the lottery with this power. Oh my god.
Yeah,
okay,
but using the power is only going to make it worse.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you got nothing left to lose, do you?
Yeah.
I think like side note from the episode, I think I just turned you into a whirling wall of destruction that could clear this entire dungeon by himself.
Yeah, but the more I use it, the harder it is for me to get my soul back.
You're already at 5 levels. You have to find Desolation Road to get that soul back. All right. So, okay, so get my mind back on topic. All right. That was on my mind. I had to get it out of my system. All right, back to the episode. So, I would use this as a test to go for slow burn, where I'm trying to make Werewolf a little bit more scary in a way, where you're the best mothers in town, but there's stuff out there that's just as big as bad as you, or just as dangerous as you. Where you remember that the Black Spirals have Hakaken as a totem. That man used to be a Shadow Lord before he became a totem. So I would go with that kind of approach with Iceclaw, where Iceclaw wants you to be terrified of him before he comes in and tries to kill you. Where just going out and just trying to make this guy your nemesis, trying to freak you out as much as possible first. Where all this different creepypastas here about skinwalkers or the Goat Man, that kind of stuff is up to. Where, or like try and give the idea that maybe this guy isn't even a werewolf, and
he's a skinwalker.
And then Azarea, I would make her a little bit more proactive as an enemy. Say that she doesn't trust her own security detail to handle this. That she goes off with her pack and tries to find you in the woods, where she's not going to fall asleep on this plan for 10 days and then remember she's doing it. Where she doesn't think this is right, that you're still out there somewhere, and after the blizzard's gone, then she starts looking for you. And you have to be very careful about covering your tracks, whether or not you should step sideways because there's Banes waiting for you in the Umbra, about every decision you make in this game counting. Where you can get on top of it, you can get work around it. I'll have it like the pathologic kind of approach, where the losses are severe, but if you can tell what I'm doing, and you can get around my rug pull before I pull it on you, then you can beat this game with no casualties. Because, like King Agreed was telling me before, he says that I know how to put you in a stranglehold when it comes to a tabletop game.
You are very good at that, I will say.
Yeah. Where we've got what, 4 of those going on in our Sabat game on Friday that we slowly but surely began to work our way out of. And one more question for you guys. Do you think this game would work as well or better if it was a Farah game instead of Werewolf game?
Maybe.
Better? I would say no.
Yeah,
It's a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage, an introduction to get into the Garu Nation.
You don't want this to be a girl game, where I don't know, like
It's
the
just
girl,
a bunch of bears.
the girl will get up and do something.
I mean, that could also work.
Yeah, it'll be easier as a girl game. It'll be easier. They all have mother's touch and grandmother's touch.
But like I said, they're not fighters. They can fight, but it's not really in their nature.
The one thing about the Rite of Passage, it's like it's hard to one-shot a game of Werewolf. This is better if you like 3 or 4 shot it.
Yeah,
3 or 4 sessions you could do a Rite of Passage. But for a fair game, especially with a girl, you would have to make that a whole fucking session or like a whole campaign. Yeah, granted, I feel like Werewolf is better when you slow burn it because like it's hard to write a war story when the rest of the world has no idea that the war is going on. And that's where the Garrow are with the Worm and the Weaver, and how the vampires are with the rest of Canine Society and with the rest of the people outside of the Masquerade. Nobody else in the world has no idea that it's going on, but you do. And you have to keep that a secret at all fucking costs, or everything is going to go to shit immediately. And I just realized that that's something you desperately need in this kind of game. And if you don't do it like that, then it's going to just be so much harder for everybody else. But that is also an incredible motivator to the players that I really wish that people could exploit more. And that's what I really hope to do going forward, is really exploit the fact it's like, nobody else but you knows this war is going on.
Where, Kyle, there is one fair breed you can play in this game.
What would that be?
That'll be a just a fun experience, if not better. Ratkin. The rats.
I mean, the
Kyle.
rats don't give a fuck anyhow, so.
The rats, just go in, guns blazing, kill them all, set off the virus bomb, do it. Do it. Rage across Toronto, bitches. There's not enough Ratkin in Werewolf the Apocalypse. We gotta change it.
I mean, we did that in New York, and they were like a main antagonist.
So for every World Darkness game I run from this point forward, it will have Ratkin in it.
That's fair.
There it is. All right, Ryan, you got any ideas?
Nope.
It's a new medication, right?
No, it's already passed. It's for some time I get spaced out.
Right.
Johnny.
Yes.
Johnny.
Yes.
You say you want to incorporate the Rat King. I want more games with the Corax.
With the Corax. Well, the Corax are easy to use. Just go ahead and use the Corax.
I'm with Shanny on this. I love the Corax.
The Corax. You want to run a Corax Chronicle at some point?
I would love to, and I'm going to use narrator for it. I don't care.
How are you going to rug pull us on Rage Cross Los Angeles? It's going to be an all Corax game instead.
No, that's actually going to be a Garrow game, but it's going to be much heavier on like the homage shit, especially with the main antagonist of that game.
We're going to call it Galliard Group's Oops, all Corax.
All Corax. you open up my cereal box, it's all feathers.
I'm sorry. It's just like the Corax is the best Pharaoh breed book. It might be my favorite book in the whole world of darkness.
Corax are cool.
What if we take this game and we make it a Nuisha game?
No.
Danston would be very happy with you.
Well, I would respectfully bow out of that.
You would have just a game where you're just the 5 most obnoxious assholes in all of Canada going off to find a demon egg. And all the mischief that will ensue from it.
Either way, it'll be fun.
All right, because this is how you run a World of the Apocalypse game. This is just a very good starting adventure if nobody has any ideas. All right, I think that's it. This is the most chill episode we've done so far.
Most chill. My
most
drunk
chill.
I would
ass.
say
The
most.
most chill.
Well,
I got my
whether
Irish
you
up a
decide
lot
to
in this
drink-
video. I should drink
Whether
more when I'm
you
doing
decide
this.
to drink or in future episodes is up to you.
No, I had quite a bit to drink tonight. I'm gonna be dead tomorrow.
Kyle's got a lot of bitterness, a lot of anger inside of him. It's coming out now.
I really do.
Yes. But we need to get you watching a Dick Masterson episode. You're not seething enough.
No. The whole point of me moving out was to avoid being in any more bullshit and getting any more unnecessary anger in me, but Johnny has made it his vocation to do so.
Get mad. Get mad. Have another
Shut
point of
up,
temporary
ends
rage.
the road. I'm going to kill you.
Have another point of temporary rage. Just go ahead.
No, you're gonna get killed. You're gonna get shot in the stomach by a fucking mean Fianna out of spite and nothing else. Anyway,
All right.
anything else?
I don't think so.
I have nothing to add. This was fun.
Yeah.
I've
GG,
always
Brady.
been interested in the Rite of Passage since I've gotten into Werewolf.
we got
I was very excited for this episode too, but now it's just me yelling bullshit at everything.
well we're
No,
going
what-
to have a fun episode for you next week because we're doing the Boggins and Trolls.
Oh, that's right. I got to be Jack for smelly baby. Would you like a
We have to
cookie?
cover the Keeper Elves next week.
Yes, that's right. I get to make cookies for everybody to the podcast.
Yes. And I think, this is going to be that's going to be episode after I unveil Sasha Sinyavsky. All right, so I'm excited for this one.
Oh yeah, this is Thursday, and I get to be a fucking shambling corpse.
I get to unveil the side character. I've been sitting on this man, and I finally get to unveil him.
I'm gonna kill myself next Russia session.
You sound like the second guy from MythBusters.
Oh, fucking Jamie!
Yes.
Bald dude
I'm
with a
gonna kill
mustache?
myself next session on MythBusters.
That's the bald dude with the mustache, right?
They're
Yes,
both
that is the
bald dudes with
walrus
mustaches.
mustache. Yes.
No, one of them had thick glasses and hair.
Both
I
of them
never watched.
Shanny, go back and watch more fucking MythBusters.
We-
Jesus
we- we-
I
Christ.
never watched MythBusters. That's
we-
the thing.
We created a show where we found 2 men. They look identical. Let's have them bust myths.
What
Jesus. I want to go back and watch it now myself now, so anyway. Yeah,
Good
All
night,
right.
everyone.
good night, everybody.
Good night.
Have a good night.